This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Good evening and welcome to Week 10 of the 2016 high school football season. We're coming to you from Stadium Bowl on the campus of Stadium High School in Tacoma, where tonight the Shelton Highclimbers and the Wilson Rams wrap up the season with a crossover game. Hold on a second here. Yeah, I'm just making sure we're getting the right stuff here. Okay, where was I? I'm Dedrick Allan, along with Gerry Apple, and joining us tonight for tonight's broadcast is DJ Eddie Kane. Good evening, Eddie.
Good evening, Dedrick. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
And Gerry, go ahead and throw your voice out there for everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody knows Gerry.
And thank you, Eddie, for coming tonight and helping us. We really appreciate that.
It's an honor.
It's nice to meet you.
It's an honor, sir.
All right, so both teams tonight are at 3-6. Both lost last week. Both would like to end the season on a winning note. Let's summarize the season for each team. Shelton opened the season taking the Mason County Cup with a 49-7 win over North Mason. Traveled to Seattle in Week 2 and lost to top-ranked O'Day 42-6. Went on the road to start South Sound Conference play and beat Yelm 36-28. Was shut out by then-ranked 4th, now-ranked 8th Peninsula 42-0. Number 10 Timberline ran past the Highclimbers 33-14. Shelton couldn't keep up with Gig Harbor, falling 38-21. Beat North Thurston 31-21 in a rare Monday night game. Let one slip away from them in Silverdale, losing to Central Kitsap 35-31. And last week lost to Capital 42-14. Some of the highlights from the season for the Highclimbers: Kyle Kimball intercepted 3 passes against Yelm and set a school record for catches in the season. Tyler Giraldis completed 8 passes in a row against Gig Harbor and set a school record for completions in the season. And Cody Bragg kicked a school record 42-yard field goal against North Thurston. Wilson started their season strong with a 53-6 thumping of Foss and a 41-12 crushing of Bremerton. However, the Rams opened Pierce County League play with a 41-14 loss to Lakes. They rebounded with a 30-14 road win over Spanaway Lakes. Then Wilson ran into 11th-ranked Lincoln, falling 54-14. Was blanked by Bonnie Lake 36-0. Stadium bowled over the Rams 42-14. They only managed a field goal in a 9-3 loss to Bethel and went scoreless at Mount Tahoma last week 16-0. There's only one question for tonight: who wants to end the season with a win? Coming up, we will talk with Shelton coach Matt Hinkle. It's Week 10 of the 2016 high school football season. The Shelton Highclimbers against the Wilson Rams at Stadium Bowl in Tacoma, next on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected, and Hillcrest Shell, offering affordable prices and friendly service.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over.
When you see lights,
vests,
or reflectors,
please give us some room. Slow down and move over.
when you need us,
we've got your back.
Do you have ours?
You got our back?
You got ours? You got our back? Please, slow down.
And move over.
Are you looking for an affordable TV service option?
Hood Canal Communications has good news.
Introducing HCC IPTV.
Get local Seattle TV at an affordable price without lengthy contracts or hidden fees.
IPTV uses your broadband connection from HCC.
For a limited time, get your first 3 months for free.
Need broadband? HCC has got you covered. Ask about broadband options in your area. Call 898-2481 today.
Learn more at hcc.net.
Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
With high school football season winding down, we turn our thoughts towards basketball. This season, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, plans to broadcast 24 games from all over Mason County. Our schedule has 9 Shelton Boys games, 8 featuring the Lady Climbers, more than half a dozen in North Mason, and a few from Merriam Knight. Basketball season starts November 28th, and you can watch all the action on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Advertising packages are available. The final week of the 2016 high school football season, the regular season, finds the Shelton Highclimbers taking on the Wilson Rams at Stadium Bowl tonight. On the phone with me, as he has been all season long, is Coach Matt Hinkle. And Coach, briefly, let's talk about last week's game against Apple.
Well, I thought we matched up well with them. We made a couple mistakes that let the game get away a little bit. I thought when we fake punted early on, I believe the score is 14-7, and it was a miscommunication. I was saying run it to the kids, but I wanted them to get the play off, not run the fake down in our end. But almost picked up a first down, but that gave them a short field. They picked up a touchdown going into half that was problematic, and then that pick six in the second half. Other than that, it was a pretty good game. Personnel-wise, I thought they had some pretty good running backs, and their quarterback threw better than I thought he would. But I thought we matched up well. The kids battled most of the way, and it's just unfortunate because it kind of got away from us a little bit.
Well, I got to say, the kids started pretty good defensively. Got an interception and then a blocked field goal.
Yeah, and historically, that's been a bugaboo for us is slow starts. And I thought the kids on defense, given a short field 3 times in a row at the beginning of the game, they really rallied up and did play well. And offensively, we were a little sluggish. I thought Tyler, honestly, he's a great quarterback for us, but he had frankly his worst half of the season. The first half, I thought, but he came out the second half and played a lot better. And there's a lot of pressure on a quarterback at the high school and any level, I suppose. But we expect a lot of him, and he's really responded well. So a little slow start, but they came back and battled after that, I thought.
All season long, you're talking about this core of players that you have, and you're talking about your seniors. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of give us some? How should I put this? Can you describe how it's been working with this group of seniors?
This is a really good class, a senior crew. I think quarterback-wise, we've got a great one. Wide receiver-wise, and especially in Kyle Kimball, a very good kid. And before I forget, both those guys, with contributions of the other kids, have accomplished school records. Kyle Kimball just broke the reception record that was held for about 35 years. So it's been a tough one to crack. And then Tyler Geraldus broke the completion record for the season. Having said that, there's also Gable Lacey, who's a great kid. Taylor Toney's worked really hard. Dylan Paul, very good nucleus. And, our shortcomings, I think, great bunch of kids. I think our shortcomings perhaps were a little bit shallow offensive line-wise. We'd love to be able to run the ball on a more consistent basis, but we just haven't had we lost a tackle by the name of Michael Husky last year. It was an all-league, all-area kid, and I honestly thought we'd have a couple kids step up and be able to replace him seamlessly, but it just hasn't happened. And an injury at guard and a couple other issues on the offensive line, but they're good kids. They're working hard. It's just we haven't been able to get that consistency out of them. Having said that, I thought they pass protected well last week. But getting back to the senior class, it is a good bunch. I think they've played well. It's frustrating to me as a coach to not be able to get them what they worked hard for. There's a core nucleus of them that would come in at 6:00 in the morning in the off season and prepare. And I wish that bunch would have been a little bit bigger. But having said that, I wish we could ride the crew that we had and accomplish a little bit more with them.
So this week you have a crossover game and you're traveling to come and take on Wilson. What do you know about the Rams?
Well, Don Clegg, their head coach, has been there for a long time, and he's been very, very successful. They're kind of like we are as far as on the outside looking in playoff-wise. I think they've got a speedy bunch, and they're physical, somewhat undisciplined at times. It looks like on film, but a very physical bunch with speed components that we have to be aware of.
So what is your goal for this last game?
Well, obviously at this juncture, it's the difference between 3-7 and 4-6. I think that in itself is substantial. I think sending the kids out on a positive note is substantial. The pressure's off as far as playoffs and all that, obviously. So I would like to see the kids come out and start a game more completely and on fire than we have. So that's a big thing, and just letting them have fun. It's tough. I think for kids, it's as tough as it is for the coaches. When wins and losses. But when it's all said and done, it is high school football, so they should have fun with it. And we want to pull a W out, and it's a great place to play football. A very beautiful stadium, so we'll see what we can do in a couple days.
Last question is always about injuries, Coach. Who is everybody coming back for this game?
Actually, I think we're getting healthier. We have J.J. Ekihuwa back from an ankle sprain, and Dylan Paul, a two-way starter and captain for us last week, had to sit out because of a concussion. I forgot to tell you that last week. He's a big component and team leader, and we missed him a little bit, so quite a bit. So it's good to have both those guys back. Health-wise, other than that, it looks pretty good.
Okay, Coach. See you on the field.
Thanks, Ginger.
That's Shelton coach Matt Hinkle, his Highclimbers, taking on the Rams from Wilson at Stadium Bowl. That's next on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Anything can happen on Thursday. America was born on a Thursday. So was Odell Beckham Jr. and that Pac-Man guy. Oh, and this happened. Anything can happen on Thursday. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 5 on NFL Network.
I admit, I did try another TV provider. It sounded like a great deal, but I quickly realized it wasn't. When I read the fine print, I was locked into a long-term contract with a huge cancellation fee. So I came back to HCC. They're more reliable, the service is local, and I save, bundling internet and phone with them too. And I'm a lot happier now.
Great service from a local company. Stay with HCC.
Hillcrest Shell is now open, conveniently located on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton. Hillcrest Shell offers quality gasoline at affordable prices, and you can use your Fred Meyer or QFC rewards points to save even more at the pump. Free coffee to help with your morning commute, a variety of snacks and other goodies to help you get through the day, and friendly service as Eric is back in town. Hillcrest Shell on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton.
Got a little bit of kick to it.
Houston, do you copy?
And welcome back to Stadium Bowl in Tacoma for a crossover, Week 10 football game between the Shelton Highclimbers and the Wilson Rams. The Highclimbers won the toss, is that correct, Jerry? And they deferred as they usually do.
That is correct.
Okay. And Eddie, your thoughts on this game? That's the second one that we've done together. Any thoughts to start out before we get this thing kicked off?
Well, it looks like the Highclimbers are ready to go. If they can get a defensive stop here early, they can gain momentum and possibly win this game.
So Cody Bragg has it teed up at the 40 to kick it off to the Rams. And who do we got back deep? We've got Michael Doss. And I'm thinking it's going to be Tevin Hill on the opposite side, standing about the 15-yard line at the other end of the field, ready to get this kicked up. And here we go. There's the run-up and the boot. It's a high and a short kick. that's going to fall at the 45, and the Highclimbers say they have the ball. Who does the guy in the white stripes or black stripes say? We're waiting. And there's also a flag on the field play. I didn't see anything.
It definitely went to 10 yards, so that's not the question.
But was it a fair catch, or what are they discussing down there is the question. Oh, it's a personal foul on. Okay, now pick a direction. I guess it's going to be a unnecessary roughness on the Highclimbers, and that'll and the Rams will start out with the ball, and that'll give them decent field position up at the Highclimber 40 after the 15-yarder. Not a good way to start, guys.
That's unfortunate. Let's see if this defense can man up and get a stop here or hold them to a field goal.
So Wilson will start out on the Highclimber 40-yard line, and we shall see what they're going to dial up first. Coach Hinkle told me in the pregame he's a little worried about the speed of the Wilson Rams.
And a quarterback for Wilson, number 5, Aaron Medeiros.
So Aaron Medeiros will be the quarterback. He'll hand it off. And that is going to be Jordan Robbins trying to get around the edge. Got, looks like 8 yards on that first carry. Don't everybody go silent on me, guy.
Yeah, that was a good block by Xavier Levine, number 79, on the edge there, and he broke Jordan Robbins for at least 8 yards there. That's a good block.
We're going to spot it at the 33, make it 2nd and 3. And it looks like he's going to go out of the shotgun is Medeiros. Is that Medeiros? Am I saying that right? Yes, Medeiros. And a little read option. Medeiros will try to keep it, and he's just stacked up there. Maybe got a yard on that carry, trying to find some space on the right side, or I'm sorry, the left side.
Yeah, Kyle Kimball was in on that tackle to help stop the rush there by Woodrow Wilson Rams. And
gain of about 2 on the play by the quarterback on the keeper.
Okay, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Actually, there was no gain on that.
I was very surprised because it looked like he did gain, but we'll go with what the official spotted it.
So okay. 3rd and 3 from the Highclimber 33. Out of the pistol will go Medeiros. He's got 2 receivers on the far side. Another read option. He'll hand it off this time, spurting his way forward, and getting the first down is going to be Marquise Jenkins. He'll get up near the 35, call the 30, or sorry, the 25, just shy of the 25, call the 26. So a quick pickup of 7 yards on that, and it should be a first down.
That was the first down, and that carry was by what, number 3?
21.
Yep.
And a Wilson first down.
So the Rams get their first down, and they're rolling here in the first quarter. No score. We're just, we're not just underway, but first possession of the ball game. And Medeiros is going to spread them out. And we have a whistle on the field. And a delay in action.
Looks like a timeout for a substitution. But they're discussing something with the players.
Could be calm down, guys. Let's relax. I don't know. This is the last game. They're going to leave it all out there. Man in motion across the formation. That's Drew Bonds. Handoff is going to be a keeper. Medeiros breaking some tackles, pushing his way inside the 20-yard line. He's got a guy on his back. It was Evan Rhodes.
Very nice fake on that.
So they're going to spot it up at the 16-yard line. And a 10-yard pickup and a first down.
And that's the second first down for the Rams.
Clock is running as we approach 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Wilson knocking on the door on their opening possession. They did start out at the 40. Out of the pistol goes Medeiros. Another read option. That handoff again, running around the outside. Brought down by Kyle Kimball was Marquise Jenkins. Trying to find an edge, looking on the left side there. And I think he might have gotten, looks like 3 or 4.
Yeah, the Wilson Rams are getting good push up front with the offensive line, but Kyle Kimball's breaking through and getting the tackles on the last couple plays there.
So gain of 4 on that play.
So 2nd and 6 coming for the Rams. Hash mark far side. So they're a man in motion again. Across the formation, bunching them up on the short side of the field. But another read option. Handoff again to number 21. That's Jenkins. Snuffed out quite nicely by the Highclimbers. I'm thinking the first guy in there is going to be Taylor Toney. But Santini's going to be credited with the first guy there. This brings up 3rd and long. I'm saying he lost one on that one to the 13.
Yeah, I think he might have got a loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, and right now they're subbing in Aaron Medeiros. So they need to watch for him on this play.
Now they'll send 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side, and out of a single setback pistol formation, man in motion again. This is the same formation they've run the last few times. Back to pass goes Medeiros, throws in the middle, and Skylar Ross stepped in the passing lane, knocked that away, brings up 4th down.
That's a good job by the Highclimbers defense to hold them to 3 and out.
Nice coverage, yes.
Ross is sneaky in that way. You don't really notice him there most of the time, and he just jumps in a passing lane. So it brings up 4th and 6 from the 13 for the Rams.
And that's the first pass by Wilson.
And it looks like they're going to attempt a 30-yard field goal. There's a high snap, handled well. Kick is up. And it is good. So the Wilson Rams hit a 30-yard field goal, and they lead 3-0 with 8:16 to go in the first quarter. Wilson is up 3-0. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
How are we doing so far?
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Okay. I'll make it quick.
Oh, you're fine.
We're back just discussing informatics here. The Rams are up 3-0, 8:16 to go in the first quarter. Kyle Kimball's back about his 5 to wait for this kickoff from the Rams. Alex Greenleaf, who hit a 30-yard field goal to put the Rams up 3-0. There's a run up and the kick. It's high end over end. It'll drive Kimball back into his end zone, and that'll be a touchdown, or touchback, excuse me, as the Highclimbers will start out on their own 20. So we're going to have another battle of kickers here, guys.
Yes, that is true.
At least it appears that way.
Well, I'm anxious to see what the Highclimbers offensive line can do against this defensive front of the Wilson Rams.
The offensive line, Eddie, so that you are aware, there's been some trouble on the offensive line. They're young, but they've had a full season under their belt now. We'll see what the Highclimbers will do. Looks like Geraldus will go under the center with that offset eye. 2 receivers far side. And a pitch to Ruiz. Ruiz, nice cutback, trying to use his blocks there on the numbers on the far side. Looks like he got close to 5 on that.
Yeah, they want to start running the ball, break up that defense a little bit, get them a little tired, and then see what they can do down the field, maybe with play action later.
We'll definitely see play action. The first time you've seen the Highclimbers this season, it's run first, pass second. It's 2nd and 6. They only gave Ruiz the 4 yards. And a little handoff to Ruiz this time, sneaking around the near side. Gets up to the 29 before he's pulled down. Nice little run there by Willie.
And that was a great block by Max Falcon. It looked like he's playing left guard there. And he gave a good block right there so he can get those yards.
So the 3rd and 1 for Shelton on their own 29-yard line.
1 yard to go.
That I formation, that's the way the Highclimbers like to start out, but Geraldus will send 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. At the end of the eye will be Ruiz. Handoff this time to Trenton Osmond, powering his way straight up the middle. He got the first down, no problem there. Up to the 32, it looks like. 1st and 10 for the Highclimbers.
Yeah, Darkay Jennings had a good block right up the gut there. Looks like he's playing center. He got a good block on that play.
And that's the first down for the Shelton Highclimbers.
Giraldus go back under center. They'll wind that clock. We're approaching 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3-0. Wilson on top. Shelton with the ball. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Handoff to Ruiz. Cuts it back up the middle. Gets across the 35, just short of the 30 to the 40. Give him a quick 7 or 8 on that, depending on the official spot.
Yeah, it looks like Wilson was trying to blitz right there, but they caught him off guard with the draw play.
3 yards to go.
So call it 2nd and a long 3.
Yeah, we'll give him 7 on that play.
From the 39-yard line for the Highclimbers. Out of the gun will go Giraldus this time. He's got a receiver on each side. 2 backs beside him, max protection. Handoff to Ruiz off the read option. Nicely read by the Rams. And it looks like it was Carl Brookstill with the tackle. Oh, that's from Brooks the third. There we go. It looks like still on my. It's dark in this little area. Glad somebody's going to keep us.
Wilson blitzed on the last 2 plays. They blitzed the 2 linebackers. That time they broke inside.
No gain on that. 3rd down and 3 from the 39 for Shelton. Out of the gun will go Giraldus again. Same formation. Looks like Ross to the near side as a receiver. Back to pass goes Giraldus, looking to the far side, throws it over there. One-handed grab attempt by Taylor Toney. Can't pull it in. That'll bring up 4th and 3.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The pass was a little bit behind him. He couldn't pull it in. He got a hand on it, but he couldn't pull it in.
And that was the first passing attempt of the ball game for the Highclimbers. I was very impressed with Willie Ruiz there, though he had 4 carries for 15 yards, so did well.
Cody Bragg is on to punt it away for the Highclimbers on a 4th and 3 from their own 39. The Rams have Michael Doss back deep. There's a punt. It's spiraling high. Fair catch called for, and Doss will just let it take a Highclimber bounce all the way inside the 15. Now rolling down to near the 10-yard line, and that's where it'll be down right there at the 10. Beautiful punt.
It was a nice punt, and on that last drive, the Highclimbers did get good work from their offensive line. Let's see if their defense can get a stop here and hold them to just 3 points where they're at now.
Or completely stop.
and that was a 51-yard punt.
Wow.
Nice roll for Shelton.
Yeah, Cody Bragg has had one great season, and I heard that he wants to walk on at Washington State next year. That's what I heard. I don't know if he'll be successful, but we'll wish the best for him. Medeiros will go out of the pistol. Man in motion again. This is going to be a handoff. And trying to get away from pursuit by the Highclimbers and running out of bounds. Looks like number 8 there. Elijah Jones with the carry, and I think he did a lot of sideways running, and he ended up running, getting 4 on the carry. On the carry.
And again, Kyle Kimball was everywhere. He was on the edge there and helped him push him out of bounds.
He's done a great job this year defensively. Made a lot of interceptions. Done everything.
So out of the pistol will go Medeiros. He'll send 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. He has a back behind him, and that is Jones. Man in motion. Another read option. This time he'll let it Jones go. He'll break off to trying to get around the outside. Up shy of the 40-yard line where he's run out of bounds on the far side. Nice little carry there, and it looks like Kyle Kimball's the guy who ran him out.
Yes, Kyle Kimball's touchdown saving tackle because it looked like he was going there for a minute.
And that's good for another first down for Wilson. That is their 3rd, and that was a 26-yard run by number 8.
Elijah Jones.
Yeah, nice scramble there. He's got some speed, and that's what Coach Hinkle is worried about. Little read option again. This time it's sought out and stopped on the tackle blitzing in there for the Highclimbers. Let's see here. That was
J.J. Equa.
Yeah. He back from a concussion, making some impact already, and a loss of a bunch there. Well, not a bunch, but at least 5.
Yeah.
Back to the 34. So 5-yard loss brings up 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, that'll take a chunk of those yards back from that large run.
2nd down, 15 yards to go.
3 receivers on this near side. Medeiros will operate out of the pistol. He's got Jones behind him. Back to pass it go. He'll look over, throw it, and overthrow everybody. Intended target was Doss, incomplete.
And defending on the play again is the star player, Kyle Kimball. And so that's why he overthrew it, because he knew he was going to had all his interceptions on the year.
Second passing attempt by the quarterback, and both have been incomplete.
Kyle has a tendency to out-jump his whoever's guarding him on offense, and there's also a penalty on the play because Wilson's walking backwards.
Oh.
It is a block in the back on, are they going to call it a personal foul?
And they just subbed in Wilson Rams just subbed in Aaron Medeiros again, quarterback.
So they're going to march the ball back 15 yards, and that will bring up a 2nd down in about 1.5 miles. That's really pushing him in a hole there.
That's the first penalty for Wilson, and a big one, 15 yards.
Marches him back. Oh, it's even going to go further back. I thought I was going to spot it at the 19. Now it's inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. Wow.
34 yards to go.
Wow.
Close to where the original punt was.
Yeah. And that's a 3rd down from the, actually, it looks like the 14-yard line. Well, let's see. Is it 2nd or is it 3rd down? 2nd down.
2nd and
2nd 35.
35 yards to go.
Wow. That's a long ways to go.
That's what we used to call 2nd in Wisconsin.
Yeah, we still have a delay here as they're setting everybody up. Out of the pistol will go Madero. He's got 3 receivers on this near side, 1 on the far side, and 1 back behind him. That's Jones. Actually, they're going to call it, well, the marker on the field says 3rd down. The scoreboard says 2nd down. I think it should be 2nd down. Highclimbers showed blitz there from a long count, little delayed handoff, and Jones is going to spurt up the middle, and he's upended by
Trevor Meyer.
Yeah.
Meyer.
Tackle for the Highclimbers, Trevor Meyer.
And it is going to be, now I'm confused, is it 4th or is it 3rd, guys?
3rd down.
Well, it looks like
they're
it's
bringing in the punt team.
So it's 4th down.
4th down.
Gain of 4 on the play.
So 4th down and 31. So Greenleaf is going to be in there to punt it away, and Kyle Kimball will be back in his side of the 50 to receive this.
Kyle Kimball, 6 foot 3 inches, 185 pounds.
There's a deep ball that's going to bounce at the 40, take a high climber bounce to the other way, and Kimball let that one go out of bounds, and they're going to spot that about the 42 off the good hold defensively for the Highclimbers, and they're going to spot it at the 41. So let's see what the Highclimbers can dial up this time.
41-yard punt.
So the Highclimbers break their huddle, and it looks like Geraldus will go out of the pistol. He's got 2 receivers on this near side. It's Kimball, and that's got to be Ross. Handoff to Ruiz. Up the middle, squirts up for close to 5 yards. We're going to give him 5 across the 46. So it brings up 2nd and 5.
And they're getting a good push on the left side of that line there. The offensive line is doing an excellent job.
Clock is running. We're under 3 minutes, 2:45 in the first quarter. 3-0 Wilson on top. Shelton with the ball. The Highclimbers are in their road white with the gray pants. The Rams are all decked out in their royal blue with the white letters, or the white numbers. So out of the pistol will go Geraldus. And up to Ruiz, looking for a hole up the middle again, gets across to just to the 50, I should say, and brings up 3rd and 1. right at midfield for the Highclimbers. This is where the drive stalled the last time they had the ball. Had a third and short situation the last drive, and the Wilson Rams stopped the Highclimbers. Let's see if they can push it over this time. Just need a yard. And Geraldus is going to stay in the pistol. He'll send Kimball and Ross wide to this near side. Ross is on the hash marks. Kimball's in the slot. Handoff. Nope. Geraldus is going to try and keep it. And it's Rams are not fooled at all. It looks like the guy in there was Marquise Jenkins.
Loss of about 2 on the play.
Yeah, back to the 48. We'll call it 1. Now it's a loss of 2. You're right, Jerry.
Well, punting situation.
So Bragg is out there to punt it back to the Rams. Again, the drive stalls, Eddie. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, it looks like on 3rd and long or 3rd down, they're always blitzing, and it just seems to be getting to Shelton right now, Highclimbers. They need to pick up that blitz, put an extra back in there.
Ooh, nice penetration there. Another high punt that's kind of short. It'll hit inside the 30 and bounce straight up and bounce to the 25. Inside the 25, takes a Highclimber roll, and it's going to be downed right there at the 23 by Kyle Kimball.
Down in the ball for Shelton is Kyle Kimball.
29-yard punt.
And no return. That's what the Highclimbers are probably going to try to keep it away from any return for Wilson because they've got some speedy backs.
Yeah.
So Medeiros will bring them out as we're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 3-0 Wilson on top. This is a crossover game from Stadium Bowl here on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. I'm Dedrick Allan with Eddie Kane and Gerry Apple. Out of the pistol will go Medeiros. A little delayed handoff to Jones. Jones trying to get around the outside, and he's run out of bounds by Skylar Ross near the right near the marker. Little, if any, gain there.
That was a great tackle by Skylar Ross. He seen that he was trying to hit the edge, and he got there, beat him to the spot.
They're going to give him a yard, though.
Okay.
It's a lot of running to get a yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does it so fast. I mean, that young man, Elijah Jones, has got some speed. You can see that just in the way he runs sideways. Now he's just got to go north and south rather than east and west. So 2nd and 9 for the Rams. Out of the gun will go Madero. He's got 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Blitz coming. Ooh, Highclimber almost got over the ball. Quick little pass out. It is complete. And breaking a tackle is Doss up to the 35. He slipped 1 tackle, and then Kyle Kimball ended up tackling him down, but not before he got a first down.
That's the 4th first down, and that's the first completed pass.
So 1st and 10 from the Wilson 35 for the Rams. They do have a 3-0 lead here as we're in the last 30 seconds of the first quarter. Out of the pistol will go Madero. He's got Jones behind him and 2 receivers on the far side.
Oh.
And jumping off sides. A little anxious there. I'm not going to say who the number is because that's what we don't do. We don't do that in high school football. But there's a lot of energy out there and a lot of anticipation.
Well, it looks like the defensive line for the Highclimbers really want to get a push there on the interior of the line. And so they're just a little anxious. Coach is going to settle them down.
And that's the 2nd penalty on Shelton. And they've had 20 yards in penalties so far.
So it's 1st and 5 from the 40 now for the Rams. Madero will send the 2 receivers far to the far side. He'll go out of the pistol with Jones behind him. Little delayed handoff again, and Madero wisely handed that off as Jones got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Highclimbers just all over that one as the quarter runs out. So we're headed to the second quarter with Wilson up 3-0 and a 2nd down and 5 coming when we come back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
I lost my mother to a drunk driver. She taught me to be kind and good and strong. Be a positive force in a sometimes cruel world. I want to do everything I can to keep Washington a beautiful place. For my children, for your children. Become a Washington State Trooper.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or waiting for your ride. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Stream your favorite shows or live TV from many channels in your cable package on any computer, tablet, or smartphone. It's all included in Hood Canal Communications TV service for no extra cost. Sign up to watch TV everywhere today. Call or visit Hood Canal Communications online to learn more.
Waiting for the start of the second quarter. 3-0 Wilson. The Rams are on their own 40 with a second and, well, the scoreboard says 6. I guess a loss of 1 yard on that play.
Dylan Paul.
Yeah, Dylan Paul was credited with that tackle as the quarter ran out, and a loss of 1, so a 2nd and 6 from the 39 now for the Rams. Madero will go out of the shotgun. He'll have 2 receivers on each side and a back beside him about a foot ahead, and then there's a flag before the play gets off. So I'm wondering if this is a false start or delay of game or offsides, actually. It's going to be an encroachment penalty on the Highclimbers. That'll make it 2nd and 1. But now, wait a minute. Yeah, they're going to mark it off against the Highclimbers. I think somebody lined up offsides. No jumping, no. So.
Peninsula 7, Stadium no score, first quarter.
Okay. So it's 2nd and 1 from now the 44 for the Rams. Same formation. Highclimbers are showing blitz. Hand off to Jones. Jones going sideways. No, actually Madero kept it that time, and he gets the first down and just stood up and driven back. Wow.
Kyle Kimball with a big hit there.
Drove him back, but Madero did get the first down up to the 48. You know, he had me faked out. I thought Jones had the ball the whole time.
I did too.
Kyle Kimball didn't. So a 1st and 10 from the Wilson 49 now for the Rams.
5th first down for the Rams.
Madero's only 5'9", 210. Kyle Kimball, 6'3", 185 pounds.
I guess the height and the weight kind of balance out in that one, but I think Madero took the hard hit on that one. Out of the gun will go Madero. He has 3 receivers, far side, 1 to the near side. Back to pass he goes. He'll dump it off in the middle to Jones. Jones gets a screen there. He's got great speed. Took advantage of a block in the middle of the field. Squirts all the way up to the 37-yard line of the Highclimbers.
Yeah, it looked like a block in the back there to me, but the ref didn't call it. It was all in the middle of the play.
A 14-yard screen pass.
Nice little dump off to, I thought for sure they were going to the one guy that was on the near side all by himself, but that's not the way the play was designed or drawn up. And boom, you got a first down and you're in Highclimber territory. Out of the gun will go Madero again. Little read option. Jones slips a tackle, or slips away from a guy. At that time he slipped a tackle by Kyle Kimball. Diving away from Kyle Kimball, gets up to about the 31-yard line on that.
Yes, I think he's seen number 11 and decided to go the other way.
Or do the best he could to avoid any contact. That's a good call. I'd avoid Kyle if I was on the field.
A 6-yard carry by Jones.
So let's see here. Madero will bring the play in from the sidelines. 2nd and 4 from the 31 now for the Rams. Madero will send the 3 receivers to the far side, the short side of the field, 1 receiver on the near side. That's Trevor Hill. Out of the gun will go Madero. Little read option. Madero will keep it. Oh, he's got a lot of room on that far side. Ran out of bounds by who? Number 11, Kyle Kimball. But not after he got the first down, up to the 21.
Yeah, Madero's 210 pounds just stood straight up with Kyle Kimball. It's like 2 freight trains hitting each other.
So a 10-yard pickup and a first down for the Rams to the Highclimber 21-yard line. The Rams are on the march again. The last time they got down here, they came away with 3 points, and that's the lead in this ballgame. That's the only points that we have. Same formation, 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. This time out of the pistol will go Madero. Back behind him is Jones. Taking his time is Madero. Back to pass, and then he's going to delayed handoff, and boom, down he goes Jones. And the man in there, number 52 for the Highclimbers, that is Dylan Paul. Big push and a loss on the play. Back to the 30.
13 yards, a 13-yard loss.
And that's a big push on that defensive line for the Highclimbers. That's what they need.
Yeah, the 9-yard loss, Jerry.
Let's see.
From the 21 to the 30, 9 yards. It was.
I was looking at the
forward progress. You didn't account for the forward progress.
I know. Was that wishful thinking?
It is wishful thinking.
Okay.
But you always got to account for forward progress.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at where they
ended the play.
Yeah. Okay.
Not where they forward progress. Same formation this time for the Rams.
Forget the forward progress.
Back to pass goes Madero. He'll throw it off. It's complete to Jones. Jones makes Skylar Ross miss him. Makes another guy nearly miss him, and there's going to be a horse collar tackle on that one. I'm going to say that's a pretty good call.
Yeah, Kyle Kimball got a little frisky there on the sidelines. The guy was already out of bounds. He kind of flung him down.
Highclimbers don't like that call at all. And let's see what the actual call is.
That's going to be.
We have a conference before we can make any determination of whether that play stands.
Yeah.
Or what's going to happen here. And it's a personal foul on the Highclimbers. And a personal foul on the Rams. So that penalty offsets, and we'll do it all over again. So we'll do it second down and 19 from the 30 again.
Yeah, after Kyle Kimball slung him out of bounds, the other player from Wilson pushed on him. So it probably was offsetting.
Yeah, that's what the referees saw. We don't want to have any injuries at this point in the season. Both these teams are looking ahead to basketball, wrestling, the next season, the winter sports, and they don't want to injure anybody and don't want to let this get out of hand. So trips, actually 4 receivers to the far side for Madero out of the pistol. He's got 3 in the slot and 1 wide on that far side. A little handoff to Jones. Jones on the run, trying to find some space, slips 1 tackle, and not the second one. Kimball rode him out of bounds at the 25. So 5-yard pickup. It'll be third down and 14.
Looks like the Wilson Rams offensive line's getting tired. They got their hands on their hips. Running backs are running all over the place with no blocking.
Kind of hard to keep up with these speedy backs of the Rams. So third down. Madero will go out of the pistol again. He'll send 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side, and he'll actually switch over to a shotgun as Jones will step beside him to his left. About a half a yard ahead. Waiting for the snap. A little delayed handoff. Madero's going to throw for the end zone. Got a guy there. Is it complete? No, it is not.
Broken up.
Yeah.
It was broken up.
Incomplete intended target there. It looks like that was Jordan Robbins, the intended target, and it's fourth down.
That was good blocking, and Madero's had plenty of time to throw that ball. It's just the receiver couldn't bring it in.
Not much of pressure from the Highclimbers. I think they dropped everybody back in coverage knowing it's going to be a pass. And this is going to be quite a field goal attempt for Greenleaf. Looks like it's going to be 42.
Yeah, 42 yards. Wow.
And this is, let's see what this could be. This is the distance that Bragg got his school record a couple weeks ago.
Watch for the fake.
Yeah, well, waiting for that snap, spot, kick. Is it going to get there?
Wide right.
Nope, it's incomplete. So a missed field goal by Greenleaf, just a little short and to the right. And the Highclimbers will take over.
An interesting statistic, the leading ball carrier for Wilson is Jones with 32 yards on 8 carries.
So the Highclimbers will take over, and they will get the ball at, I believe, the 20. Or is it where they're going to spot it here? It should be at the 20 in high school football. With a 1st and 10. And now one referee's pointing up to the 25. It should be the 20. I think that's why this refereeing crew is a little bit confused. I think it's only in the professional ranks that you get it at the spot of the last play.
Last play.
They haven't moved the sticks yet. If you hear a lot of noise behind us, it's because we're we're by the restrooms here at Stadium Bowl, and we've got a crowd over here to our right making a lot of noise. But we'll live with it. We're okay with it.
Yeah, we remember those days.
Kind of reminds us of the Gig Harbor game.
Nothing will remind us of the Gig Harbor game.
We were in the middle of the...
If you've ever been out to Roy Anderson Field, their stands are about as wide as this walkway.
Wow.
And we were there was no place to move. Wow. We had student body all around us. It was actually a lot of fun. They were a great group of kids.
Dedrick would not let me interview any of the kids. And
All right, back to what we have here. The Shelton Highclimbers have the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Hand off to Willie Ruiz, trying to find some space up the middle. Might have got 2 on that.
Yeah, you got some good blocks on there, but they just need to get a little bit more push on those linebackers.
Yeah, we'll call it 2nd down and 8 coming for Shelton.
2nd down, 8 yards to go.
As the Highclimbers are heading for the sound, or at least they're trying to. Out of the pistol will go Giraldus. He has 3 receivers far side, all bunched on just between the numbers and the hash mark, and 1 receiver on the near side. Ruiz is back behind him. He'll do a quick little dump off to Taylor Toney. It's complete. Crossing the 30, still fighting, trying to break a tackle. He gets up across the 35 to about the 37. Nice power by Taylor Toney.
And that's exactly what they needed, was the 1st down to get this offensive momentum going.
And a quick 15 yards. 1st and 10 from the 37 for the Highclimbers.
That's the 2nd 1st down for the Highclimbers and the 1st completed pass of the game.
Yeah, same formation for Giraldus and company. Out of the pistol, handoff to Ruiz. Ruiz gets just stood up at about the 39. Another 2-yard pickup for him.
Yeah, he took a hard hit there by Josiah Violo, 6'4", 265 pounds.
It's a brick wall. That's not a shot. That's a brick wall.
Ruiz has had 10 carries for 30 yards. So he's averaging about 3 yards a carry.
So 2nd and 8 from the 39 for the Highclimbers. Same formation again, but this time out of the gun will go Giraldus. He is Willie Ruiz to his right, about a foot ahead of him. 3 receivers on that far side. It's going to go there, complete to Kyle Kimball. Kimball's got some blockers, and he'll slip up and get up to the 44-yard line, maybe the 45, depending on the spot. It's a good gain. That's kind of a wide receiver screen that they like to get to Kimball.
Yeah, it looks like a bubble screen, but the Wilson Rams swarmed on it, and he only had 3 blockers out there.
So 3rd and 2 for the Highclimbers at their own 45.
2nd completed pass, and that was good for a gain of 7 on the play.
So under center will go Giraldus. It's offset to the left, 2 receivers to that left side. And Kimball's in the slot. It's a pitch to Ruiz going around that left side. He got the 1st down. Driven out of bounds just shy of midfield is Willie. But it is a 1st down for Shelton.
Good blocking on the edge, and like I said, it looks like the Wilson defense is tiring down. Maybe they can get a push here and get a score for the half.
I'm going to give him a gain of about 4 on the play. Okay.
I'll go with that.
All right.
So 1st and 10 from midfield. The Shelton side of the midfield marker is the ball. And Giraldus is going to go out of the pistol this time. He'll send Kimball and looks like Ross wide to this near side. Little play action. And the pass is short to Kimball. As Giraldus was under some pressure, he went down as he tried to deliver that pass.
Yeah, Donavian Holmes put some pressure on him. He was hit as he threw.
Tyler has thrown 4 times, completed for 2. We'll see if Tyler can get on a streak here.
Yeah, he had those 8 against Gig Harbor, and he seems to get in rhythm. Once he gets in rhythm, it's hard to stop him. But Giraldus will go out of the gun. He'll send 2 receivers on each side. On the near side is Kimball wide with Tony in the slot. The far side must be Ross and I don't know who else, but back to pass goes Giraldus. He'll throw over the middle. It's complete. And I believe that's Gage Peterson up inside the 30.
Yeah, the pass protection broke down. He stepped up in the pocket and made a nice throw there, and now they're almost in the field goal range.
Well, for Cody Bragg, yes, they are.
Yeah,
but
they are in field
I'm
goal range.
sure they're not going for that. Gage Peterson picked up the first down. They'll spot the ball at the 20. Where are they going to spot it?
How many yards?
Be 21.
And that's the 4th first down. And he's completed 3 out of 5 passes.
So as we approach 4.5 minutes to go here in the half, under center will go Giraldus out of that offset eye. This time to the right side is a receiver on each side. Trenton Osmond will shift over to the left side, offside handoff to Willie Ruiz. He'll be patient and power to the 20, inside the 20. Should be enough for a first down for Willie.
Great way to wait on your blockers. The blockers led the way, and like I said, that defense is getting tired.
So that's a 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for Shelton.
Gain of 11. And that's the 5th first down for the Highclimbers.
So as we're approaching 4 minutes to go here in the half, Highclimbers break the huddle. Giraldus will send 2 receivers to the far side. It's Evan Rhodes, the far receiver. Kyle Kimball's in the slot. Pistol formation for Giraldus. The back behind him is Ruiz. It's a little misdirection complete to Taylor Tony inside the 5 now. Still fighting. He stopped about the 3-yard line. Nice effort by Taylor Tony.
And it was a good block by the fullback. They subbed in there, Max Falcon.
So the 1st and goal for Shelton at the 3-yard line. Nice.
A 26-yard completed pass.
Actually 16, Jerry. They started.
Well, no, they had it on the
19. Is that right? Yeah, 19.
Was it 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're play behind on your sheet there, Jerry.
No, we got it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's first goal from the 3. Ruiz will dive into the end zone. I think he's in there. He is.
Yep,
Touchdown,
he is.
Highclimbers. Ruiz punches it in. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a good push on the right side of the line there.
So the Highclimbers take the lead 6-3 on a Willie Ruiz power run from the 3. Cody Bragg is on to kick the point after. Skylar Ross is the holder. Let's see if Bragg's been pretty routine, pretty automatic, except he had 1 blocked, I think, on his extra points earlier in the season. Is that right, Jerry? Was it 1 block for Cody?
Yeah, he's been very successful.
And he likes to kick in this stadium, too. Spot is good. The kick is up, and it looks good. So give the Highclimbers a 7-3 lead with 3:20 to go in the half. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
In my grocery store, you never know what's around the corner. It's not just about the groceries, it's about the game. And there's always a twist. Sorry, this one's called 5 items or less.
Stop working! Woo! All new, Sunday night at 8, Guys Grocery Games on Food Network.
The Highclimbers go 80 yards, 9 plays. Willie Ruiz ended it with a 3-yard scramble or dive or power run. I guess it's more of a power run for Willie to put the Highclimbers up 7-3, 3:20 to go in the half.
They're mixing it up real well now.
That's the way they have been more successful when they mix it up. They think you're going to set up for a run, and then you end up mixing it up, and that's the strength of the Highclimbers.
They've got their running game going tonight with Louise, and so now their passing is starting to click.
So Bragg has it teed up at the 40, the center of the field. There's a run up and the kick. It's high, a little short. It's going to be taken at the 25. Ooh, boy, nice move there on the far sidelines. And he's now in the center of the field at midfield. Didn't go all the way. Can he get caught? And he's caught from behind. Who did that one? That was Skylar Ross.
Number 21.
Number 21 did that run. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find who saved the touchdown.
Ross.
Skylar Ross saved the touchdown.
Skylar did. Number 20.
Yeah.
20. Okay.
But an excellent field position for the Rams. As we're 3:06 to go in the half, and they're going to start out on the high climber. Where are they going to spot that ball? The 16.
Yeah, it looked like they had him nailed back at about the 40-yard line?
Yes, it did.
And then he made that nice fake and went to the outside.
Not sure who the runner was. Did you catch that?
No.
It was a beautiful run. I'm thinking it was Jones.
Elijah Jones.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was. So Madero will hand it off, and Jones trying to find some space in the middle. Gets up to about the 11. With a 5-yard pickup for the Rams. As we're under 3 minutes to go in a half.
Now if the defense could dig down right here and just hold them to like 3 points, they get into the halftime with a lead.
So Madero in crew. Have a 2nd and 5 from the 11. They'll go out of the pistol. This looks like a high climber formation here with 2 receivers on the near side. And Jones is the back behind Madero, and I can't quite see who the up man is. Madero, making sure everybody knows. I'm thinking it's 21. Long count there. Back to pass. Madero throws over the middle. Intercepted in the end zone by Kyle Kimball. That's a touchback. Not a good decision by Madero. I don't know who he was looking at. Kyle Kimball was just, I almost looked like he threw it to him, but maybe Kimball just kind of popped into that passing lane.
When he double pumped, that's when Kyle Kimball jumped over into the passing lane when he did the double clutch.
You know, it'd be interesting to see what the statistic is on how many interceptions the high climbers have had between Skylar Ross and Kyle Kimball. I bet you it's up around 10.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
we know Kimball had 3 against Gig Harbor, Yelm.
Yeah.
Had a couple against Gig Harbor. He's had I think he had one last week too. I mean, yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So out of the gun will go Giraldus. He's got 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side from their own 20.
I'll be surprised they go down the field here.
Giraldus, little trouble, steps up, throws over the middle. Ooh, off the hands, just a little high for Gage Peterson, incomplete.
That's exactly. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, nice job to avoid the rush and step up and throw that ball for Tyler Giraldus.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go in the half. You might as well just let it fly and try to get some more points on the board.
Yeah, Tyler's thrown 7 times, completed 3. So
Giraldus will go out of the gun again. He'll spread it out. He's got 2 receivers on each side. Willie Ruiz is the back in there, but Giraldus is back to pass. He's in a little bit of trouble, decides to run, and he'll get 5 yards out of that scramble.
Yeah, it looks like the offensive line's getting a little tired. The protection broke down there, and he got a little something out of nothing.
So it's a 3rd and 5 from the 25 for the High Climbers. Clock is running with 1:40 to go here in the half. Out of the gun will go Giraldus again. He'll have 2 receivers on each side, and Ruiz to his right in the backfield with him out of the gun. Back to pass. Looks over to the far side. He's going to let one fly, and he overthrows Skylar Ross at midfield. It's hard to do. Skylar's got some speed to him, but it's now 4th and 5.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They had Kimball open down low as well.
So Cody Bragg will come on to punt it back to the Rams. And I say it's Jones back there deep. You kick it away from him. You make him work. Jones is standing about his 44 for this.
And Cody Bragg has had a really good hang time on his first 2 punts.
Looks like the Rams are going to come after this. Bragg takes his time to boot it. This one's more of a line drive that'll be bouncing up, and there goes Jones. He'll take it on the run of the 30. And there's a flag on the play as Jones is running back to the 30, and he's going to sprint out to the far side, up to the 40 now, and he's still going east and west, not north and south.
Yeah, it looks like a block in the back by the Rams there. And who I'm surprised we haven't seen tonight is Ezra Adams, number 6. Because last year he ran a lot against the Highclimbers.
Yeah, well, there may be a lot of reasons for that. We aren't in the locker room. He could be injured. We haven't heard anything.
And it's a 45-yard punt. That one was more, like you said, a line drive.
But we are going to pick up the flag. No block in the back on that one.
Oh, okay.
So the return stands, and the Rams will start out on their own. Where's the ball? 43?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. I can't even see a ball out there. The referee's standing over it. So we have a minute 5. See what the Rams can dial up here. As the Highclimbers did defer, so they'll get the ball to start out the third quarter. Madero will go out of the gun. He has 2 receivers on each side and a back beside him. And back he goes to pass. He'll throw over the middle. It's deflected, actually dropped. Tevin Hill, the intended target, incomplete.
And broken up by Taylor Toney.
Looked like they were trying to throw a screen pass. Same thing the Highclimbers doing on the last drive.
Under a minute to go now in the half. Coming up at halftime, I haven't talked about this, but we're going to have a little bit more political talk. Oh. This time we're going to hear the pros and cons of the ballot measure that's in for Mason County voters to create a park district.
Oh.
And that was happened it was done by the League of Women Voters of Mason County. We'll hear from that at halftime. Just throwing that out there. Right now we have a 2nd and 10 from the 43 for the Rams. A little play action from Madero. He's going to go long. Got a guy there. And catching it complete. That is Tevin Hill. All the way up to the 25-yard line. Inside the 25, it looks like.
Yeah, within field goal range, the Highclimbers need to dig down deep here and hold them in for half.
So Ross couldn't come down with a pick, but he does come down with a tackle.
33 yards, completed pass, 33-yard completed pass.
49 seconds to go. The clock should start, and it's running. Back to pass goes Madero. He pumps, and he's going to dump it off. It is complete to Ross out there. No gain if might have even lost something at the 25.
Yeah, the Highclimbers got a real good push on the left side of the line and got in there and pressured the quarterback.
I think we do have a timeout by Wilson. So we'll step aside with 33 ticks to go in the half. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Do you think he's on his way? He doesn't even know that we're here. Is he okay? Please tell me he's okay.
Laura.
Okay, try to call him again.
There's no signal.
Try.
Nothing's working.
Well, just
Everything's
try.
down.
This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
33 seconds to go in this half. 7-3 Shelton, but the Wilson Rams have the ball and are threatening, but they have a second and, well, I'm saying that's a 2nd and 12 back at the Shelton 26-yard line after a loss on the last play. Madero needs, in my opinion, to have more confidence about who he's throwing to. He's pumping a lot, and I don't think he's making the right decision when he throws. The last play the man was open, but he didn't gain any yards.
But the fact that he's pumping means that he's getting the protection from that offensive line that he needs to see who's open.
And the Highclimbers are covering well. Out of the gun will go Madero. He's got 3 receivers on this near side, 1 to the far side. He's going to go quick pass out, and it's complete. That's to Doss. Doss gets up to the 15-yard line, just very close to the first down marker. I don't think he got it there, though.
Yeah, Evan Rhodes had a chance to intercept that pass right there. For some reason, he got turned around.
And they're going to another timeout on the field. Yep, another timeout on the field for Wilson. 17 seconds to go, and they'll have a 3rd and 1 when we come back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over. When you see lights,
Vests. Or reflectors.
please give us some room. Slow down and move over. When you need us,
We've got your back.
Do you have ours?
You got our back?
You got ours? You got our back? Please, slow down.
And move over.
17 seconds to go here in the half. 7-3, you see our score. Shelton on top of Wilson. The Rams have a 3rd and 1 from the 15-yard line of the Highclimbers in the waning seconds of this half.
Eddie, you made a good observation there with Evan Rhodes of almost getting the interception. I'm not sure if you had mentioned that before, but.
Well, the Rams will go with 3 receivers on the far side, 1 to the near side, and out of the gun will go Madero. Looks like Jones is the back beside him in the backfield. Back to pass he goes. He's on the rollout now. Looking for some space. He's got a guy pushing into him. Oh, boy, big tackle for a loss there. Gage Peterson was one of them for the Highclimbers, and Gable Lacey, the other guy, knocking Madero out and down, and they'll give him forward progress to the 29, but that's a huge sack.
You noticed I waited that time on the forward progress, but it was a loss of 14 yards.
It was a big loss.
Not 19.
Gable Lacey, 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Just leveled. Well, he pushed the blocker back into Madero. Then he finished the play. That's just pure power by Gable. That's wow. So there's 2 seconds to go here in the half. And the Rams have a 4th and 16 from the 29 now.
Yeah, I think they're out of field goal range. They're going to try probably a trick play here, or they might even just take a knee.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking you can try to go for the end zone, but we're not down in that huddle on the sidelines. But we'll see. 2 seconds to go in the half. And what do you think is going through the minds of Matt Hinkle and the Highclimbers on that far sideline? First off, he's got to be praising his guys for a good defensive stand on that last play. Now, let's be prepared for anything.
Yeah, they got a good push on the defensive line all half, and they're not tired. They look fresh, and they're just waiting to see what Wilson's going to come with on this last play here for half.
I think we'll see 3 people up front trying to rush and everybody back
in protection, yeah. I think you're right. That's the way it looks like.
Max protection.
Yeah. You got Madero out of the gun. He's got 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Back to pass he goes. 3-man rush. He's going to stumble a little bit, and he's still on his feet. The horn did the sound. The quarter is over, and it's going to end with Taylor Toning pulling down Madero, and that is where we ended.
Gain of about 8 yards on the play.
Well, it didn't.
Immaterial, but
immaterial at this point. So we head to halftime with the Highclimbers up 7-3. It's halftime. It's been a good, fun half to watch. We'll be back and we'll talk a little politics. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Are you looking for an affordable TV service option?
Hood Canal Communications has good news.
Introducing HCC IPTV.
Get local Seattle TV at an affordable price without lengthy contracts or hidden fees.
IPTV uses your broadband connection from HCC.
For a limited time, get your first 3 months for free.
Need broadband? HCC has got you covered. Ask about broadband options in your area. Call 898-2481 today.
Learn more at hcc.net.
Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
With high school football season winding down, we turn our thoughts towards basketball. This season, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, plans to broadcast 24 games from all over Mason County. Our schedule has 9 Shelton boys games, 8 featuring the Lady Climbers, more than half a dozen in North Mason, and a few from Merriam Knight. Basketball season starts November 28th, and you can watch all the action on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Advertising packages are available.
I'm a one.
Got a little bit of kick to it.
Houston, do you copy?
Hillcrest Shell is now open, conveniently located on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton. Hillcrest Shell offers quality gasoline at affordable prices, and you can use your Fred Meyer or QFC rewards points to save even more at the pump. Free coffee to help with your morning commute, a variety of snacks and other goodies to help you get through the day, and friendly service as Eric is back in town. Hillcrest Shell on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton.
It's my duty to present the con side of Proposition 1, the Metro Parks District formation. To give everyone a quick summary, Proposition 1 is for the formation of the Metropolitan Park District to be governed by 5 at-large commissioners. I looked into the requirements to become an elected park commissioner, and according to RCW 35.61.050, the commissioners of the district may be selected by election, in which case at the same election at which the proposition is submitted to the voters as to whether a Metropolitan Park District is to be formed, 5 park commissioners shall be elected. The RCW also states, the election of park commissioners shall be null and void if the Metropolitan Park District is not created. The terms of office are staggered, so you won't have the same commissioner in office for 6 straight years. One question to be considered is if a voter votes no on his or her ballot, does their vote for commissioner get counted, or does the negative vote make them null and void? In speaking to Karen Herr, elections commissioner for Mason County, I learned that even if you vote no on the proposition, you can still vote for the commissioners and have that vote be counted. By the way, she was sorry she couldn't be here, but if anyone has any questions or for her, to come see me and I will pass them along to her. The reasoning behind this is even if you don't want the proposition to pass, you still have a vote for the commissioners. More people wanted a district, but you still have as much say as the yes voters in the election of commissioners, which helps my second con, the formation and implementation of special interest groups. Remember, a special interest group is defined as a community within a larger organization with a shared interest in advancing certain items. I got that from Wikipedia, sorry I cheated a little bit. There could be a block formed to advance certain interests. And where does the money come from? Proposition 1 will be funded by property tax, $20 on every $100,000 of property values. But written into RCW 35.61, the new district would have the power to levy up to 75 cents per $100,000. So for example, say your house is assessed at $200,000, you could pay up to $150 per year. The beginning levy for that house would start at $40. According to taxrates.org, Mason County already has one of the highest median property taxes in the U.S. In fact, we're almost in the 81st percentile. So that's how it will be funded. And another question is, what does the MPD predict funding will be in the future? The next con is one of creation. Once the MPD is formed by a vote, only the commissioners of the MPD can dissolve it. And since the commissioners are all at large, they could represent special interests. Your school directors have districts assigned that at least 3 directors must represent, yet the parks directors will all be at large. Other unanswered questions? Only the new parks district has the power to dissolve itself. How can the tax-paying public have a say in its operation, besides having to vote an MPD commissioner out after feasibly waiting 2 years? So this is one question for the followers of Code of Hammurabi like me. The county already has a Parks and Trails department to maintain the parks. If we elect an MPD, will our property taxes go down by the amount we already pay? Will the current department be abolished and new staff hired? What will the relationship between the current county commissioners and the proposed MPD be? Is it a conflict of interest to have one board supervise the employees of another? I like to think the best of people, and I know these potential commissioners have the public's best interests at heart. The concept that they're all at large bothers me. The idea that we're voting for this sight unseen bothers me. The question of what is going to happen to the current department and its funding bothers me. And because I'm bothered of it, the gift of $1.2 million immediately to a group of people who have to learn the ins and outs of a big responsibility, and believe me, being an elected official is a huge duty, just ask the current and former elected officials in this room, having to work as a commissioner, not as a board. I'll be voting no on Proposition 1 because there are too many questions.
I've got all the answers.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. We'll start with Helen Keller. She said, what's worse than being blind is having vision or having eyesight without vision. I think that standing up as MPD shows great vision for what can be done in Mason County. You were talking about I-732, you know, where is our alternative regional trail system, right? So where is our city's basketball courts? You know, if you look at other urban areas, and some of the great stars that are now in the NBA, or swimming, or think of the Williams sisters in tennis, right? They all started on public-sponsored courts and facilities. And yet, as moms, we've got, and we have to take our kids, you know, from Belfair to Kitsap County to play soccer, right? We just don't have that infrastructure. And you can say we just need our county parks department and our commissioners to do a better job, but as I talked in another forum, Lisa Frazier stood up and said, you know, I've worked with good county commissioners, I've worked with bad ones. It's not the commissioners, it's the way the system is structured. We do not have a mandate in our county government to provide park services. We have a mandate to provide courts, a sheriff's department, public works. But there is no mandate for parks. And this is where the system breaks down. By creating an MPD, we create that mandate, okay? It is a government entity, just like a hospital district or a cemetery district, right? But I'm coming to you as a member of the community who had worked with the Citizens Advisory Board for our parks. People of the Citizens Advisory Board saw a problem, and we're bringing a possible solution to the community. It's a community-led effort, and the people who came forward as candidates also came forward from the community. Okay, these aren't professional politicians. But what impresses me is that we have an attorney. We have a fellow with a master's degree in forestry. We have a fellow with a master's degree in geography. We've got an auditor and an accountant, okay? I mean, what a great way to stand up in Metropolitan Parks District. What does it take to be a county commissioner? You put your name on a ballot, and if you win, you're in. And if you think about it, we've got 2 realtors and a former sand and gravel operator in our county, right? And they're the ones bringing up concerns like, oh, this thing could go to 75 cents on the dollar, right? It's not going to happen. It's on the ballot. It's 20 cents per thousand. It's going to stay that way unless it comes before the county as a vote, okay? The other thing that is a big one is once it's stood up, it can never go away. If you look at 3165-310, okay, an MPD can be resolved just as fast as it's stood up. You put it on the ballot. If the majority of the county citizens want it to go away, it goes away, no matter what the current standing MPD commissioners say about it, okay? But what will it give us, right? It'll give us a regional trail system. It'll give us equestrian trails, you know, dog parks that we don't have, right? Public programs for our youth, for our seniors, okay? You know, the ball course I mentioned, better water access, shoreline protection, all right? So these are the things, you know, these are regional ideas that we're bringing forward to people to look at, which is larger than just little community parks, okay? We're talking about a regional vision that has not only an economic impact, positive economic impact, but also a healthful impact. You know, we're like 35 out of 39 in the counties of the state in terms of health, right? We can do better for our kids. We can do better for our children's children. It's a legacy that we can pass on, and it'll stand forever in terms of good health, regional trails, and a comprehensive plan that guess what? Again, comes through the public forum process. It's not done in a vacuum. It's done in the public arena, so we can see what the members of our community want to go forward with. And the money would not be able to be diverted by the county commissioners.
I admit, I did try another TV provider. It sounded like a great deal, but I quickly realized it wasn't. When I read the fine print, I was locked into a long-term contract with a huge cancellation fee. So I came back to HCC. They're more reliable, the service is local, and I save, bundling internet and phone with them too. And I'm a lot happier now.
Great service from a local company. Stay with HCC. This may not look like your average trucker, and this, your average truck. Deep down, we're truck guys just like you. We know our way around a toolbox. We're not afraid to mix it up, because winning is our passion. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, all season long on FS1.
Thanks to cell phones, you can call 911 from almost anywhere.
911, what's the address to your emergency? I just wrecked. Can you find where I'm at? I can't find where you're at.
But many people don't realize that cell phones and even smartphones don't always send location or GPS information when you call 911.
What road are you on? Were you on the highway? You can't find where I'm at. No, I need you to tell me what road you were on.
Since 911 dispatchers can't always tell the location of your emergency, they need your help.
It's the last turnoff right before Okanagan, and it's like 3 miles to Okanagan, I think. Did you go by the cemetery? We just passed the cemetery. Just past the cemetery. Okay. Are you sending anybody to look for us? I'm telling them right now. The other dispatcher is getting on the radio.
Every second counts in an emergency. If you identify your location when calling 911, help can be sent quicker. Help 911 help you know your location. An important message from your local 911 office and Washington State Emergency Management.
Back at Stadium Bowl, halftime score, Shelton 7, Wilson 3. Yeah, the Highclimbers, as you see, are coming out of the locker room, heading out onto the field. Gerry Apple, you got the stat sheet in front of you. What do you have for us?
I sure do. Shelton had 6 first downs, and Wilson had 8. Shelton threw 8 times, completed 4 for 56 yards. The leading receiver for the Highclimbers was number 7, Taylor Toney, for 28 yards on 2 receptions. Wilson completed 5 of passes for 66 yards, and they. What's interesting is Shelton had 48 yards on the ground, and most of that was by Wiley Ruiz. He had 11 carries for 48 yards. So if you add up the yardage for the Highclimbers, 56 yards in the air and 48 yards on the ground, they had 104 yards total. Wilson, like I said, had 5 completed passes for 66 yards, and they had, on the ground, they had 37 yards, and most of that was by number 8, Jones, and Jones had 9 carries for 37 yards. This is the interesting stat that I was talking to you at halftime about. Shelton had 104 yards total, and Wilson had 103 yards total. You can't get any closer than that. Turnovers. Kyle Kimball came up big again. Yeah. He had that nice interception in the end zone to stop a Wilson threat in the red zone.
Right, right.
And the scoring summary for the Highclimbers, Wiley Ruiz had a 3-yard, and I pronounced that wrong.
Willie, it's Willie. You always say Wiley, it's Willie.
Yeah, Wiley.
Wiley Willie.
He's pretty wild.
Wiley Ruiz had a 3-yard touchdown carry, and that made it 7-3 with the point after tipped by Cody Bragg. Now, what's interesting, Wilson had a field goal for 30 yards, and then they tried another one. I think it was about 42.
42, yeah.
42, and that one was just short. So, pretty good kicking game.
The key to this game is going to be field position. Special teams, Wilson is getting good run backs on punt returns and kickoff returns. So the key to the second half is going to be if the Highclimbers can get good field position on the special teams.
And they have the the guy to do it, and Kyle Kimball, who's actually throwing a paper airplane in the end zone down there, trying to get it off the field. That's interesting. The Highclimbers are on near their end zone here to our left. I got about 2.5 minutes before this third quarter will start. And
we're working on a double pass play, huh?
Yeah, well, a double pass play, rare. I just want to move the thing there. Cody Bragg just hit, a little off on the field goal, but he just kicked a 30-yarder. He's got some distance. We've got good kickers on both these teams, and you always downplay the kicking game in football, but it is so critical and so important to.
It can win games.
Yeah, it can win games. And in a game like this, it could come down to that. There's a 4-point difference at this point, but it's always this and that. Eddie, we did a game here last year, and it was very similar. It was a kicking game. The difference in that, I believe it was a blocked
field goal.
Or extra point. It was an extra point last year in this stadium.
The other thing, we've had several big quarterback losses.
Some
or
sacks.
Halfback losses.
Yeah.
We've had some nice penetration, I think 3 or 4 times by the Highclimbers, like you mentioned, with Lacey on that one.
Yeah, and just move the camera over here.
The field position is going to be key because that short kickoff.
Yeah.
And then Wilson was able to come down and get 3 points.
Holy moly, Greenleaf just hit a 50-yarder.
Wow.
He just kicked it from the 40 and went right through the split the uprights. We have a couple of great kickers out here tonight that, as we've talked about, it's going to probably be the difference, or it's going to come down to it. Well, the Highclimbers are going to start out with the ball. They did win the toss, and they did defer. So the Rams are lined up to kick this thing off to get the third quarter going. So let's see if we can get this thing going here. Stand by, guys. I have to make a quick little change as we head about ready to start that third quarter. I'm afraid if I start a commercial, they're going to tell the clock operator to zero it and let's get going.
And Eddie, a note, that first half was pretty quick with a lot of, a lot of running.
A lot of running. So Greenleaf will have it teed up for the Rams to get this thing third quarter underway. He's going to tee it up he's going to get it teed up. Kyle Kimball is back about his 5. Yeah. Inside his 5 on the far to our left. And Greenleaf is going to tee it up at the near hash mark on the 40. Ready for the start of this third quarter and more action here. Eddie says field position, key to this game. I agree. I gotta tend to agree with him, and the kickers are going to decide this one, as it seems to be a tradition between Wilson and Shelton, as kicking games have been key to this. And we're just waiting for this third quarter to get underway. I'm impressed with this young man.
He kicked a 50-yarder, like you said, during practice.
Yeah, just in the warm-ups here just a few minutes ago. Of course, there's nobody rushing at him, and there's not a snap, but it's still pretty impressive. There's the kick. That one's going to drive Kimball into the end zone. That's a touchback. Now, if you remember, in this stadium, the last time we did a game, it was a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Colton Pollard last year.
Right.
That was also key for the Highclimbers in that game.
Right.
Of course, that was not a crossover last game of the season kind of game. It was earlier in the season, but this is the crossover because last year Wilson and Shelton were in the same league. This year they're in different leagues.
Okay.
So the Highclimbers will start out on their own 20. And Geraldus is going to go under center in that I formation. Offset to the left and a receiver on each side. Man in motion, that's Kimball. Little pitch to Willie Ruiz on the toss sweep to the left. And I think there's a fumble on the play. Wilson says they have it, and I think they do. Wilson recovered a fumble on the first play from scrimmage. Wow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It looked like he was running behind the blockers and someone stuck their hand in there.
So Wilson will take over on the Highclimber, or are they going to mark that? Looks like the 27. A break for the Rams. My camera keeps slipping here. Okay.
So we've had one turnover apiece in the ball game.
So Madero will go out of the shotgun. He's got two receivers on the near side, one to the far side. And a little delayed handoff. Slipped that one on the read option. There's Madero on the run. Inside the 10 to the 5. And touchdown saving tackle by, I think that's Gable Lacey. Yeah, Gable Lacey's the first guy there and saved the touchdown, but it's first and goal for Madero and company.
24-yard gain by the quarterback.
So it's first and goal from the 3 for the Rams. They're going to send a receiver to the far side, and out of the pistol will go Madero. Jones is the back. Highclimbers are kind of spread out defensively. Long count for Madero. He'll turn and hand it off to Jones. Jones dances around, and he's going to keep fighting, but I think he's going to be stopped short. Maybe got a yard.
Yeah, it was a good push up front by the Highclimbers defensive line. Looks like they're really digging in deep, trying to get a goal line stand here.
So brings up second and goal from now the 2.
And they gave Taylor Tony the tackle. Gain of 1.
Second down.
Aaron Madero's 5'9", 210 pounds, stocky young man. That was a good run on that second to last play there.
Yeah, setting it up. Madero will bring in the play from the sidelines. So the Rams will go from the Highclimber 2. This time they'll send a receiver out to the near side, and it's the same formation. Out of the pistol goes Madero. High snap. Madero will just pull it down. He's going to try and get to the edge. He's going to get in. Touchdown. Wilson. Nice play. I don't know if that was the design or Madero just bobbled that snap and decided to run with it.
Yeah, he seen the opening on the right side and decided to just tuck it and run. There was a receiver on the far side that was open, but looks like he just seen green.
Seen green and enough space.
Yeah.
And
2-yard touchdown run by the quarterback.
So Wilson takes the lead back. They're now up 9-7. And Greenleaf is on to kick the point after. Yeah, we have flags on that. Either somebody's offsides or it's a false start.
It looks like they were about to run a fake there, too. It's offsides.
It's going to be an encroachment penalty on the Highclimbers. So that'll make the try half the distance there.
That's half the distance to the goal.
So we'll see if they'll try the fake again. As you said that they were going to look like they were going to try to fake that one. Greenleaf is going to try again, this time from a yard and a half closer.
Well within his range.
Well, yeah, to say the least. A high snap, it's a little chip shot that's good. Make it 10-7, 10-17 to go here in the third quarter. The Rams take the lead by 3, taking advantage of a lost fumble. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With high school football season winding down, we turn our thoughts towards basketball. This season, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, plans to broadcast 24 games from all over Mason County. Our schedule has 9 Shelton Boys games, 8 featuring the Lady Climbers, more than half a dozen in North Mason, and a few from Merriam Knight. Basketball season starts November 28th, and you can watch all the action on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Advertising packages are available.
So taking advantage of the turnover, the Wilson Rams take advantage of a lead, I guess you could say. They take the lead back. They're now up by 3, 10-7, and they did that in just 3 plays. Punch it in.
And like I mentioned, we've had 1 fumble and we've had 1 interception, and they both have been big.
Yeah, they took advantage of the turnover. They were right in the red zone, and like you said, 3 plays, they were able to, quarterback was able to punch it in on the right side there.
So it's a kickoff from the 40 for Greenleaf. Kimball's back deep. I'm sure that Kyle Kimball wants to run one back here. He's itching to get out of that end zone, but he can't take it. Once it crosses that plane, it's a touchback. Third quarter action. There's the run up and the kick. It's going to be high and deep. Kimball tried to catch it with his body across the end zone, but the ball went over, broke the plane, so the High Climbers will start out on their own 20. Nice try, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he tried to catch it outside of the goal line, but the referee knew better and called a touchback.
It is kind of unfortunate that in some cases when you have a dynamic returner that they can't attempt to bring it out of the end zone, but it's a safety factor for football, high school football.
No returns tonight.
Not for the High Climbers, no. Yeah. Under center will go Giraldis. It's offset eye to the left side and a receiver on both sides. Man in motion is Kyle Kimball. And a handoff to Ruiz. Ruiz trying to find some space around the left side, gets up to the 25. Having a good night, Willie is. He's more consistent other than that lost fumble. He's really good, being a consistent runner.
And that's a good way for the coaches, let him get back out there and prove himself after that losing that turnover.
Yeah, he's picked up 60 yards so far on 13 carries.
So under center will go Giraldis. He'll send 2 receivers to that far side. Ruiz remains the back, and I believe it's Gage Peterson, the fullback in this play. Pitch to Ruiz, trying to round the left side again. They got a couple on that one. Not enough space for Willie.
Yeah, Wilson's getting a good push on the inside of the defensive line there, and they just cut the edge off. They got somebody limping, number 1 for Wilson, Michael Doss. Looks like he may be injured.
So a third down coming from the 27 for the High Climbers.
And they got Elijah Jones coming in for Michael Doss. Michael Doss looks injured. He's going to come out on this play.
Yeah, Doss has caught 2 passes already tonight. So yeah, he's limping pretty bad.
So they're subbing Elijah Jones in for Michael Doss.
I'm not sure you lose anything there, except you protecting your star running back in this game by keeping him on the sidelines. Now he's out there to play, but I'm sure he wants to play. Giraldis will go out of the shotgun. He has 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side as well. In the back, beside him in the backfield is Ruiz. Third down and 3. Giraldis back to pass. Throws over the middle. It's intercepted. And I believe it's going to be number 24, Devin McCabe with the INT ending any threat there.
All about field position. Now they're on the High Climbers side of the 50.
At the 40-yard line, wow.
First down, 10 yards to go. From the 40-yard line of Shelton.
It's a good decision, I think, by Giraldis, and he just jumped in the passing lane. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
Right, the protection was there, just a bad throw.
Second turnover by Wilson.
Out of the gun will go Madero. He's got 2 receivers on the far side, 1 to the near side. Little handoff, nice play on that, but it was not a handoff, it was a keeper as Madero keeps it. He's still going. He's carrying folks across the 20, or across the 30, to about the 26. Medeiros, what a powerful young man.
210 pounds. He's carrying like 3 or 4 guys down the field.
Gets it up to the 26. 14-yard pickup.
14-yard carry, yeah.
And what do we have here? Did we have laundry out there somewhere? We do. We have a hold on the
well, that's negated.
On the Rams. That really negates that.
Yep.
Wow. And the Highclimbers are defending the read option well, I think, because that's what the Rams have been running most of the night.
Yeah.
And you know, if you know anything about the read option, it's always quarterback makes the decision whether to hand it off or to keep it. And Madero is doing a good job on his keepers.
That's a 10-yard penalty from this.
There hasn't been a lot of penalties in this game, but that was the third penalty by Wilson for a total of 35 yards.
So the ball's back at the Wilson side of the field, the 49. Almost a devastating penalty, I would say, because
it was.
Kind of sucks the life out of the Rams completely, at least on that play.
Yeah, 2nd and 21. They got a lot of yardage to make up.
So out of the pistol go Madero. He has 3 receivers on this near side, 1 to the far side. Highclimbers showing blitz. They're coming after him. Nice pickup. Little dump off to Jones. Jones trying to break some tackles. He can't quite get anywhere.
Almost got back to the line of scrimmage.
I think they're going to give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Although it's not anywhere really close, and there's flags flying after the play. I think we're going to get some unsportsmanlike stuff coming.
These teams really don't like each other.
Yeah, you know, it's the last game of the season. You've got identical records. You want to go, you know, with one more win. Coach Hinkle says there's a difference between going 3-7 or 4-6 on the season. And that one's going to go against the Rams. Is that right?
Dead ball, personal foul penalty against Wilson.
Fans here don't like it.
Well, like I said, it's all about field position, and right now the Woodrow Wilson Rams are losing that battle of field position.
So that'll march them back. Still going to be 2nd down, and boy, oh boy, is this going to be
15-yard penalty.
All
Picked
the
up
way
2
back.
penalties in a row.
All the way back to the 33-yard line.
2nd in Wisconsin.
New York, I'm thinking.
I guess I've heard that term. Okay.
I'm thinking we're going to call it New York here. This is a big hole. They say 37. It looks like it's more than 37.
7 yards to go.
We lost it down, so 3rd down at 37.
Wow. That's even worse. So out of the pistol will go Madero. He has 3 receivers to the far side and 1 to the near side. Jones is the back behind him.
Could be a passing situation.
You would think. And it's a handoff to Jones, trying to get around the edge on this near side. Gets up to the 40, and he's just met there by Skylar Ross. Drove him forward for another 5 yards up to the 45.
And that's going to give the Highclimbers great field position with a punt here. They could possibly bring it out to the 20 or 30-yard line.
We're assuming that Greenleaf will kick it to Kyle Kimball, or is it Kimball even going back there? It looks like Gage Peterson's going to be the guy back, or is it Kimball?
7 yards on the play.
Trying to see if that's a 3 or a 1 on the jersey.
That looks like Kyle Kimball.
Is it Kyle Kimball?
Yeah, number 11.
Okay, I can't quite see the uniforms all bunched up.
Punt formation for Wilson.
So Greenleaf is back to punt it away. And yes, it is Kimball standing at his 15.
Kyle Kimball.
Looks like the Highclimbers might be coming after this one. There's the snap, a little bit of pressure.
Close.
Kimball's going to field this one at his shoelaces at about the 27-yard line, and that's about all he's going to get. But good field position.
Kyle Kimball with the return.
So let's see if the offense can put something together here. They do that interception the last drive. Maybe they might stick to the ground game this time around.
Well, see what
So
they'll dial up.
Mark it on the 27.
Yep.
First down, 10 yards to go, Shelton.
So the Highclimbers, actually, it's going to go to the pistol. He's got 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. I think you got Osmond in that bunch of 3. And he's going to dump it off the screen to Kimball. Kimball's got a Osmond out there to block for him, and he'll get up about 9 on that.
And just an interesting note, Michael Doss is back in the game. He was back in the game on that play. It looked like he had a cramp on the sideline.
I could imagine that. A little bit warmer than maybe they anticipated. Maybe they're not hydrating. Get this time of year, you forget to drink because you don't think it's necessary because you're not hot and sweaty as much. Same formation with trips here on the hash mark on the near side out of the pistol. Hand off to Ruiz. Big hole. Closed quickly as Ruiz got across the 45, and he's down to the 47. Nice, confident running by Willie.
Yeah, that was good blocking by the offensive line there. They pushed everybody to the side and opened up a hole big enough to drive a semi through.
But it does close pretty quick, I notice.
And that was a 11-yard carry, and that's his second 11-yard carry of the game.
Out of the pistol will go Geraldus again. Same formation with the trips here on the near side. Hand off to Ruiz up the middle. Stutter steps across the 50. He's into Ram territory at the 47.
Yeah, it looked like the Rams were faked out there. They didn't know he had the ball, and they were looking for the pass.
Brings up second down, and looks like 4.
I did call it, though, to keep it on the ground.
You did.
Gain of 6 on the play by Ruiz.
This formation has got him a little bit confused, the Wilson Rams have. It's got the bunching receivers, which sets up the whole, we're going to get a wide receiver screen option out of this pistol formation. Geraldus is looking the far side, pump and go. Got the guy there to, is it incomplete or an interception?
I think when he intercepted, he was out of bounds.
They're going to give it to him.
They're going to give it to him.
Yep, they're going to give it to him.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well.
They should have stuck to the ground.
Yeah, you're maybe right there.
He steps out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
So the Rams will take over on their own 16.
First down.
And that's a third turnover for the Highclimbers. Unfortunate.
So we have 6:12 to go here in the third quarter. Wilson has a 3-point lead.
It was hard to tell there when he caught that interception if he had his foot out of bounds or he stepped out afterwards.
Well, the referees are always on top of that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
I couldn't even see it. Unfortunately, it wasn't even in the shot on the camera. So I lost after the pump, I lost the play.
Right,
So Madero is out of the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's going to throw it out, and it's complete to the near side. Oh, nice little move. It doesn't work out, but it's Tevin Hill on the reception. I'm starting to like the moves that Tevin Hill has when the few times that he's been given the ball.
Yeah, but the Highclimbers got good open field tacklers. They realized that any one of these wide receivers for Wilson can break it.
Yeah, that was a 13-yard pass play. That was good for a 9th Wilson first down.
And I personally question why they seem to be in a hurry. You got lots of time. You've got the ability to gain some yards. There's no urgency. You have a 3-point lead. Take your time, and that's what Madero is going to do on the snap count here out of the pistol. Jones is the back behind him. Here come the Highclimbers, faking or showing blitz. And read option again. Madero's keeping it. And that's exactly what's happening from my observation is that read option, the Highclimbers are going for Jones every time. And it opens up Madero to keep it.
Right, they're going for Jones, and then Madero's powering through and carrying guys for extra yards.
4 yards on that carry.
So 2nd down and 6 from the 34 as we close in on 5 minutes here.
But you know he's carrying that fake pretty well.
Oh yeah.
He's doing a good job of it.
He's going to go out of the gun this time with a receiver on each side and 2 backs in the backfield with him. Jones is to his left. And he'll get the handoff this time. Jones squirts out there. He's up the far sidelines, going out of bounds at the 45. 46 it looks like, actually. Nice little squirt there.
Yeah, 13-yard carry by Jones.
And Wilson's keeping it on the ground, which is exactly what the Highclimbers need to do once they get the ball back. You got plenty of time left. Keep it on the ground, get a score in.
So 1st and 10 for Wilson on their 46-yard line.
10th first down for Wilson.
Yeah, Madero goes back into the shotgun. He'll send 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jones is the back beside him. A little read option again, and Madero keeps it. Oh boy. He's still into Highclimber territory, runs out of bounds short of the 30. This read option is something that is a bugaboo for the Highclimbers, period. Up to the 31.
They need to put some linebackers on the edge and do a quarterback spy and watch for the quarterback.
Another nice carry by Medeiros of 23 yards. Good for a 11th Wilson first down.
Under 4.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Madero will go out of the pistol. Has 2 receivers to the far side. This time he'll hand it off to Jones. Jones dancing his way around, and he gets to the 25, or he's dropped there.
Kimball with the tackle there.
This is becoming the Jones-Madero Kyle Kimbo show here. Up to the 25.
A gain of 6. Second down.
So 2nd and 4 from the 25.
Gain of 6 on the play by Jones.
See if the Highclimbers can hunker down here and try to hold them to at least 3.
Madero brings a play in from the sidelines for the Rams. We'll send 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. That's it, Doss on the far side. Go out of the pistol with Jones behind him. And a handoff to Jones. Jones being pursued. He gets to the 20, up the sidelines. I saw a flag go flying in there, yeah. Going to be a hold on the Rams.
Probably.
Skylar Ross is very definitive on the flag, though, and they're helping Kimball up.
Let's see if this negates that nice run.
Yeah, let's get the Rams. Hold.
Preliminary call of holding against Wilson.
And that will be from the point of the infraction.
Yes, from as a spot foul, it brings it back to the 27.
That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
And that's still 2nd down.
With the penalty yardage, it makes it 2nd down.
It's like 2nd and 6 to go here for the Rams. 3.5 minutes on the clock in the third quarter. Rams have that field goal lead at this point. Madero out of the gun. He's going to go to the far side with a pass. Got a man-to-man coverage, and it's going to be caught, and there's a penalty on the far side, on that far sidelines.
To me, it looked like the offensive pass interference, like he pushed off at the last moment, but they might call it defensive.
Contact beforehand, yeah.
We'll see what the indication is as a conference.
A final from Edmonds. Lakes 21, Edmonds Woodway 14.
Defensive, and they're going to decline it.
No, it's a pass interference. You called it, Eddie. You had it right the first time. That negates that completely.
Yeah, he pushed off right at the last second, which gave him separation to catch the ball.
And the interesting thing about this, they've had 4 penalties in the last just couple minutes. Really have negated a lot of things.
Drive killers.
Yeah.
And that's going to push them all the way
40
back.
yards and penalties in a couple minutes. That's bad.
Push the Rams back to the Highclimber 42-yard line, it looks like. Really is, you called it a drive killer. It's the Rams are, this might be in my pregame interview with Coach Hinkle. He said that they appear to be a little undisciplined at times. And I think we're seeing that, that lack of discipline for the Rams. Out of the gun will go Madero. He has Jones beside him. 3 receivers far side and 1 on the near. Long count. Back to pass goes Medeiros. The throw over the middle, intercepted by a big man. Number 72.
Nick Wushner.
Nick Wushner reached up there and yanked that one out of the air. That's what the Highclimbers needed.
6'2", 336 pounds. And what's that, the second turnover for the Highclimbers?
It is a second interception, second turnover. That is correct.
But we also have some laundry on the field. I don't think that had anything to do with the interception.
No.
Might have had to do something with after that. There were whistles.
Sportsmanlike, maybe?
Yeah, or excessive celebration. Who knows? Because what are we going to call here? Are we... I'm saying whatever it is, I think it happened after the interception, so it should be Highclimber ball. It depends on the where they're going to spot it.
Looks like they're spotting it at the 50.
Unsportsmanlike on the Highclimbers. But it is a Highclimber ball, despite the penalty. So that'll put the Highclimbers on their own 35 after the penalty. Unfortunate that happens, but, you know, your last football game in some cases for some of these players. And they good.
35.
35, yeah. Did I say for 35?
I was going to say Shelton has really cleaned up their act as far as penalties. They haven't had a penalty since the first period.
You thought it and it happened.
I know.
Jerry.
I got to be quiet. I got to be quiet.
In your head.
What do you got for time of possession?
Yeah, we don't try and track that.
It seems like Wilson's had the ball longer.
Oh, yeah. I would say so, yeah.
I would agree with that. Geraldus is going to go
with
they've
had a lot more running plays.
Yeah, going to go with an empty backfield and 3 receivers bunched up on the far side, 2 on the near side. You expect Rams to come after Geraldus, and I'm expecting a screen play, and it is. Oh, it's a double pass. Oh, my goodness, the ball's free. That's a free ball, and I think the Rams have it off of the double pass move that was a lateral, so that is not an incomplete pass. That's a fumbled ball. Wow.
Yeah, he didn't go after it. He thought it was just an incomplete.
Going to be incomplete, but it was thrown clearly backwards. There's no question about that, so the defense is back to work. It's almost as good as a punt.
Well, like Eddie said, it's a game of position, and that's the 4th turnover compared to 2 for Wilson.
The Rams will start out on the Shelton 22-yard line. I'm expecting some quick little hit here from the Rams, something to put the Highclimbers back on their heels as they keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Penalties.
Yeah, Medeiros out of the gun, the handoff, little read option. That goes not to Elijah this time. It went to Marquise Jenkins, and I don't think he got anything. He lost yardage. Taylor Toney busting up that play and a loss of 2 on it. It's up 2nd and 12.
And that's the first carry by him since the first quarter.
He's been out there.
He's been out there, yes.
Yeah. Clock is running, so we approach 2.5 minutes. Medeiros will go out of the pistol. He'll have trips to the far side and a single receiver to the near side. Little quick hit out thrown behind the receiver, and that is Tevin Hill.
Yeah. Skylar Ross on the coverage.
Skylar Ross was a little quick on that tackle, but the pass was thrown behind Hill, so there's no penalty on that, although Hill really wanted something.
Yeah, he's looking for the flag there, but referee said no way.
No. So 3rd and 12 for the Rams. That's a pistol formation, 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Back is Jenkins. Medeiros is going to go that far side, and that pass is dropped. That was intended for Drew Bonds. Drew Bonds has been very active in this game. He's usually the guy in motion. They haven't really thrown to him until then, and that was there. He just dropped it.
And that'll bring out Greenleaf, who has the amazing foot.
And that's
well
the 14th pass, and he's only completed 5.
This will be a 41-yard attempt for Greenleaf. He came up a little short the last attempt he had, which was 42, so who knows?
41, huh?
41, waiting for the snap. There it is, a little off, handled well. The kick is up. Is he got the distance? He does. Tack on another 3 for the Rams. And it's 13-7, 41-yarder. Missed it from 42, hits the 41. And we have a kickoff coming. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hillcrest Shell is now open, conveniently located on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton. Hillcrest Shell offers quality gasoline at affordable prices, and you can use your Fred Meyer or QFC rewards points to save even more at the pump. Free coffee to help with your morning commute, a variety of snacks and other goodies to help you get through the day, and friendly service as Eric is back in town. Hillcrest Shell on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton.
Another turnover by the Highclimbers results in 3 points for the Rams, and it is a 6-point lead for Wilson. Now let's see if Greenleaf is going to boot this one back into the end zone again, or is Kimball going to try and sneak one out? He sure did try the last time.
Yes, he did.
And there's a run up and the kick. This one is high and deep and returnable is Kimball from the 1. He's going to take his time and gets up to the 24. Good 23-yard return.
Yeah.
It's his first opportunity to actually return, and he was very patient.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure he didn't fumble that either.
So Shelton will start this drive on their own 24-yard line. I guess in this drive, it's keep possession of the ball, period, and get some yards.
They got plenty of time left. They need to just keep it on the ground, grind it out, and make sure they get some points on the board.
Well, Willie Ruiz has had a good game carried, except for that one fumble. I think we're going to see a lot of carrying running by him.
Giraldus will go out of the gun and hand it off. This is Ruiz on the carry. It's up to about the 28. Give him 4 on that carry.
Yeah, they're getting a good push on that offensive line there. I say just keep grinding it out. At least get down there and get some points in.
Now the player situation change here from what I've seen this season with Gage Peterson in and Trenton Osmond out. It's passing. And Giraldus is going to go out of the gun and send 3 receivers to the far side. With the back, though, is Willie Ruiz. Giraldus on the keeper. He's going to roll it out, actually throw it over, and that's incomplete, intended for Kyle Kimball.
Yeah, it looks like he threw it behind him there. He had pressure coming in from the left side. Good way to just throw it away.
So 3rd and 6 for the Highclimbers.
That's the 11th pass attempt by Tyler Giraldus, and he's completed 5.
Thing that Coach Inkle did say to me in the pregame is that last week Tyler had his worst half of the season in that first half against Capital. And, you know, he's had a pretty consistent season, but he has struggled at some times, and he seems to be struggling a little bit here. He's going to go under center this time with the offset eye. Little play action on the rollout. He's got a guy there. It's complete. Trenton Osmond up the sidelines, gets up to midfield. Nice move for the big man.
That was a good play action, play call, and he got up the sideline for how many yards, Jerry?
21.
Okay.
I'm saying 21.
21.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Dedrick.
So 1st and 10 at their own 49 are the Highclimbers. Excuse me. Got a little frog in my throat here. And the I formation, no, it's a pistol formation.
And that's the 6th completed pass by Tyler Giraldus.
Giraldus has 3 receivers in the bunch, and it's a little handoff to Willie Ruiz. He gets to midfield, stood up, but he slipped by that tackle into Ram territory to their 48.
No need to rush. They got plenty of time left. Just get down there and get a score in.
3-yard gain.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, boy. Sorry about that, folks. Trying to clear my throat, and my camera decides to clear its throat.
2nd and 7.
So we're approaching a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wilson has the lead. Shelton has the ball. They are in Ram territory on the 48-yard line with a 2nd and 7 coming. And Giraldus is going to go out of the shotgun, send 3 receivers to the far side and 1 to the near side. And the back beside him is Willie Ruiz. Back to pass goes Giraldus. Got a little pressure. He's going to step up. He's still on his feet, and he's fighting his way. Another fumble on the play. I think Highclimbers fell on that one, though.
It looked like, Eddie, he was trying to shuffle pass.
Looked like he was trying to pitch it forward.
Oh, it's ruled a forward pass incomplete. Okay.
Yeah. Did watching Wilson.
Well, that's the flavor of the month, as Coach Hinkle told me early in the season, as Giraldus did this great play in the Mason County Cup that resulted in a touchdown. And I asked him specifically about that play, and he said, well, you know, this is a read option kind of atmosphere now. So the Highclimbers are at the Wilson 48-yard line, have a 3rd and 7. And it looks like Giraldus is going to go out of the gun. Ruiz is the back with him in the backfield. 3 receivers on the far side. Taylor Tony's isolated on the near side. Back pass goes to Giraldus, dump it off in the middle. It's complete. Is that Kyle Kimball? Comes up short of the first down. Yeah, Kyle Kimball about a yard short.
Yeah, screen pass. The Wilson Rams were blitzing at that time. That was a great play call for that situation.
But they came up 1 yard short. And it's 4th and a yard. And they're going to let the Highclimbers are going to let this clock run out and do this 4th and 1.5 or so in the 4th quarter. So we'll step aside. We're through 3. Wilson 13, Shelton 7. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
I admit, I did try another TV provider. It sounded like a great deal, but I quickly realized it wasn't. When I read the fine print, I was locked into a long-term contract with a huge cancellation fee. So I came back to HCC. They're more reliable, the service is local, and I save, bundling internet and phone with them too. And I'm a lot happier now.
Great service from a local company. Stay with HCC.
I have a warrant. Got a little bit of kick to it.
Houston, do you copy?
Fourth and 1 for the Shelton Highclimbers as we wait for the start of the 4th quarter. They flip ends. Shelton heading towards the city and away from the sound on this in this quarter. And it's going into the pyramid formation that the Highclimbers like in these short yardage situations. Giraldus is under center. He's going to go on the rollout. Going to throw. It's complete. And it's Trenton Osmond getting the first down. That's not something I expected out of that pyramid formation or the diamond formation. That is something new for the Highclimbers, but it's the first down. The drive continues.
All about field position, just like I said. If they can get down here and get a score in, grind it out.
A gain of 3 yards on the play.
Now they're trying to do anything possible to keep Wilson on their heels.
Yeah, that's the 8th first down and the 2nd completed pass to Trenton Osmond.
Out of that I formation, off actually straight away this time. Giraldus handed off to Ruiz. Ruiz just powered his way in for a few. And I noticed that Osmond is the fullback, and he didn't block anybody. Nobody came in for him to block. They collapsed after Osmond slipped by.
Right, he didn't chip anybody once he went through the
I don't think there was anybody to chip.
Yeah.
There's just some good pursuit by Wilson and a short gain of 2.
Yep.
Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Highclimbers. I mean, if there's no body to block, I mean, what do you do?
Right.
Never been a fullback, Eddie, I don't know. Out of the pistol will go Giraldez. 2 receivers to the far side. Hand off to Ruiz. No, it's a little play action. Gonna go there in the middle, diving for that catch. As that Skylar Ross it is, right up inside the 25 to the 24. They had me faked out on that play completely.
Yeah, they did a good play action there, and it was a nice medium range pass, and it wasn't behind the receiver that time. They got to keep the passes short, having 2 interceptions already.
That was a little bit behind, and a nice job by Skylar to turn back and dive for that catch and get under the ball to make the catch. That's the other key point of that play. So it's 1st and 10 for Shelton on the Ram 24.
9th first down.
Offset I. Man in motion is Kimball. Little fake toss, and Trenton Osmond with a handoff. He's to the 10. Nice. That's a way to fake the toss. That was a really well-executed fake.
Everyone was running to the left-hand side for the toss, and he was right up the middle.
Right up that gut, and they paid for it. So that should be a 1st and goal for the Highclimbers at the 10.
And I believe that was a first down and a 15-yard pickup by Trenton Osmond.
Highclimbers are going to go into that diamond formation with Giraldez under center. Ruiz at the top of the diamond. And he'll get the handoff, and he is met right there. The ball comes out, but he was well down after that. Nice penetration by the Rams. And I think that was, Toddy with the tackle and the loss of 2.
Yeah, loss of 2.
Yeah, the Rams' interior defensive line right there got a good push up the middle and was able to get in the backfield before the handoff was even made.
Out of the gun will go Giraldez this time. He'll send 2 receivers on each side. And I think we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout, Highclimbers.
Yeah.
Rams.
Is it Rams? Yeah, you're right. You called that one. Okay, so it's 9:27 to go in this ball game. Wilson 13, Shelton 7. The Highclimbers have a 2nd and goal from the 12. When we come back, this is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Are you looking for an affordable TV service option?
Hood Canal Communications has good news.
Introducing HCC IPTV.
Get local Seattle TV at an affordable price without lengthy contracts or hidden fees.
IPTV uses your broadband connection from HCC.
For a limited time, get your first 3 months for free.
Need broadband? HCC has got you covered. Ask about broadband options in your area. Call 898-2481 today.
Learn more at hcc.net.
Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
2nd and goal as we come out of the timeout for the Shelton Highclimbers on their Wilson 12-yard line. You had a thought there, Jerry?
Yeah, I did. Willie Ruiz has read it 20 times already tonight for 86 yards. So we're looking at about a 4.1, 4.2 yards per carry. Pretty good.
So the Highclimbers will break the huddle out of the gun. Giraldez will send 2 receivers on each side. Ruiz is the back beside him to his right. Gage Peterson in the slot on the near side. Back to pass it goes. Ooh, boy, he took a hit on that one as the Rams just blitzed up the middle there. And lucky for Shelton that was an incomplete pass.
Right, and he popped right back up, so it looks like he's not hurt there, but he did get hit pretty hard.
The 3rd and goal from the 12 now for Shelton. Boy, that was a good blitzing.
That was quite a hit.
Yeah. I felt that it hurt me up here.
Yeah. Tyler has thrown it 16 times and has completed 8 for 50%.
Yeah, that's about his season average, is about 50% of his passes. So we'll do it again from the 12. Out of the gun will go Giraldez, and he'll have those 2 receivers on each side. Ross and Peterson on the near side. Back to pass goes. Oh, my goodness, a pick off of the screen, and the big man has got one guy to beat, and Tyler Giraldez saves a touchdown. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to throw a screen pass there, and nobody was there but the Rams player.
Yeah, Josiah Viola he just reached up there and pulled that out of the air.
Yeah,
I was afraid that was going to be a pick six, but Geraldus made the tackle. Wow.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate.
Well, that's the 5th turnover for the Highclimbers.
Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot win ball games when you turn the ball over that many times. But it's probably a testament to the Highclimber defense that the score is not as out of hand as it could be.
Well, the Rams kept blitzing on that drive.
Out of the pistol will go Medeiros. He has 2 receivers on the far side. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff goes to Jones. Jones avoids some tacklers in the backfield. Gets up a couple of yards where he's pushed back. Nice, a lot of effort to get a couple of yards. But Kyle Kimball's been on almost every play.
And Taylor Tony was on the assist there.
So it's a 2nd down, and it looks like 8 from the Rams' 46-yard line.
Highclimbers still got a chance. They can get a stop here and get the ball back with some time on the clock.
Madero goes out of the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield with him and a receiver on each side. Highclimbers showed blitz and then backed out of it. And now somebody's going to come in on that blitz. Nope, they're not going to do it. Little read option again. Jones with the handoff, trying to get around the edge. Gets out of bounds, crossing the 50. Was that Jones or somebody else?
20.
Number 20. And their new running back. Oh, I got to get to that name here.
Sean Domick.
Okay. So they're going to bring it up the 49. So only a 3-yard gain. A lot of running.
That's his first carry.
Rams. And Medeiros comes out in the pistol formation. He's got 2 receivers on the far side. Nobody on the near side. And a back behind him. Long count. Read option again. This time he hands it off. And still on his feet. Got enough for the first down. Highclimbers looking for some kind of flag out there.
Yeah, he fought hard for that first down.
Tomic is getting some work here late in this ball game. That's a first down.
And that's the 12th first down.
Up to the Shelton 43.
And 2 consecutive carries by number 20.
Again, out of that pistol, 2 receivers far side for the Rams. Yeah, this time a Highclimbers stop Dumick there. First guy there is going to be Trevor Meyer. And maybe a yard.
With the tackle for Shelton.
Gain of 1 on the play by number 20.
So 2nd and 9 coming.
A gain of 1, 2nd down, 9 yards to go.
Highclimbers cannot let them score here.
Nope.
7.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. 13-7. Wilson with the ball and the lead. Medeiros out of the pistol as 2 receivers on that far side. Read option.
Good.
No gain there. A loss on the play. Busting in there. Is that Tyler Geraldus?
Yes, good blitz by Geraldus.
So playing both ways is something Tyler doesn't usually do. But a loss back to the 47.
A loss of 5 yards on the play.
I guess he wanted to pay them back for that big hit on the last
Maybe
drive.
so. I mean, he does play defense occasionally, but I haven't seen him out there. But then again, it is the last game of the season. He's a senior.
Yeah, loss
Why
of
not?
5.
Why not let him play? This brings up 3rd and 14 from the 47. Medeiros will go out of the gun. He's got 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Long snap count. See what he's doing here. He's going to throw it. And it is complete. And just being stood up at the 40-yard line. I didn't see. Yeah, Doss with the catch.
Geraldus was originally covering Doss, but he gave him a lot of cushion and then came back and made the tackle.
So 4th down coming up here for the Rams as we're under 6 minutes. And I finally figured out what the Rams are doing. They're waiting for the last second to snap the ball. They're taking as much
that pass play was good for 7 yards.
Much time off that clock as Greenleaf is in to punt. This is kind of interesting to me. With the 4th and about 8, he's going to get it off. It's going to be a fair catch called for by Kyle Kimball at the 11. Smart play. Now the Highclimbers have to get busy and got a long field. So they're going to spot it at the 12. That's where Shelton will take over.
And they need to run the ball, Dedrick. Run the ball. Then once they get down on the other end of the field, go ahead and throw some short passes.
5.5 minutes.
They decided to punt on that because there was 8 yards to go. I think if there had been like 3 or 4, it was a 4th, they would have gone for it.
Now a little out of Greenleaf's range, but at this, I don't know. We as broadcasters always second guess what the coach is calling out there, but I would think you just go for it. See, you might get lucky. You're still.
Willie Ruiz almost got 100 yards.
Yes, very close.
And they are going to hand off to Ruiz. A little patient, but he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard on that.
He's tackled the line of scrimmage by Reese Martinez.
Just, yeah, I think at this point, Willie's being a little too patient, waiting for his blocks to form or create some holes.
Yeah, the Rams are blitzing, so you got to hit the hole as fast as they're coming in to get past them, or run some type of draw play.
So it's going to be looks like a passing formation for the Highclimbers as Gage Peterson is back out there. And Geraldus is going to go out of the gun. Got 2 receivers on each side. Ruiz is in the backfield. It's going to be a quick dump off to Peterson. Nope, it's not going to be complete. It's incomplete. 3rd and 11 coming.
The read option was working as well.
18th pass, 8 completed.
Clock is stopped at 4:47 to go here in the ball game.
This 3rd down is going to be for the game right here.
Yeah.
I think you may be right, but let's see what the Highclimbers are going to draw up. It's going to be Geraldus out of the gun and Ruiz in the backfield. 3rd and 11 from the 11. 2 receivers on each side. Geraldus back to pass. Got some pressure. He's going to throw it out. And it's going to be a catch. They're going to call that a catch.
That's a nice catch.
And I didn't see who that was. I think it's Kyle Kimball. Yeah, Kyle Kimball came back for that one, and Geraldus was under some serious pressure. Now what are they saying? I'm confused. What is this referee with the ball doing? They're going to say incomplete.
I think they ruled it
as
a trap.
They overruled it. It's 4th down.
Yeah, it touched the ground, they said. It looked like it was completed from here, but who knows?
Well, the referee on the far side, the line judge on that far side, Kimball had his back to him, so he probably couldn't see it, and he was overruled by somebody looking at the play. Right. So Bragg is back to punt it away, and I would expect the Rams to come after this one.
That's unfortunate. It looked like a good catch from here.
It did, yes.
And it does look like the Rams are going to come after this. Nope, they're not really. Bragg kind of got off a duck there, a wounded duck that's going to bounce up to the 50.
But it got a Highclimber roll.
It got more of a roll, and now to the 45.
So a 39-yard punt.
And Jason Kenyon down to the ball for the Highclimbers. And now if you're Wilson, you just keep running it. You take your time and you keep running it.
And I'm telling the Highclimber players to strip at the ball, try to get a turnover, a fumble, anything to get the ball back.
Oh, they're going to spot the ball at the 49.
Wilson takes possession. 1st down, 10 yards to go from their own 49.
I mean, this has been an evenly matched game, and it could be one-sided by far. If Wilson could have taken more advantage of the turnovers, and Shelton, if they didn't turn the ball over, it would be a different game.
Yeah, 5 turnovers by Shelton.
So Medeiros will go out of the pistol. He has 2 receivers on the far side. And he'll hand it off to Dummick. He'll get around the edge on.
We do have a flag.
We do have a flag?
Flag on the play.
Yeah. It's on that spot that could be offsides. Oh, there's a flag on the other side as well. It's like that might be even a hold.
Yeah, Medeiros and Greenleaf have been the difference for the Rams.
And it's going to go on the Rams as they're talking to the Highclimber players. It's going to be a false start.
Illegal procedure penalty against Wilson.
So that'll bring up a 1st and 15.
Yeah, it looks like they had a wide receiver that was moving on the near side before the ball was hiked.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 44-yard line for the Rams. 4:20 to go in the ball game. They do have a 6-point lead. And the key here for the Rams is just to get the clock started. They're having trouble getting the clock running. So Medeiros will go out of the pistol, and he'll send receivers stacked up on each side. Haven't seen this formation from the Rams, but it's a handoff, and Medeiros is keeping it. Oh boy, look at this. Medeiros run out of bounds inside the 30 to the 27. Wow. If he could have just stayed in bounds, clock would have continued to run after they set the sticks.
Well, he just added 25 more to his total.
Yeah, Medeiros and Greenleaf, the kicker for the Rams, they've been the key scorers for this game.
Well, Medeiros has had 3 really nice runs in this half. 1 for 24, 1 for 23, and 1 now for 25.
Yeah, it's that read option that he's very good at executing, because he's holding it at the very last second.
And the offensive line's getting a good push up front to give him some lanes to run in.
So Medeiros will send a couple of receivers on each side and go out of the pistol. Hand off in the middle. Ball in the air. I think the Highclimbers have it, and they're advancing it.
Kyler Kimball, the hero again, gets in there.
Kimball. That's what the Highclimbers needed to stay in this ball game.
Kyle Kimball blitzed inside and got in between the quarterback and the running back right when he was handing it off. Ball popped up. Highclimbers got the ball back, just what they needed.
So Shelton takes over on their own 40.
And Kyle Kimball has had an interception and a fumble, and that is the 3rd turnover for Wilson.
Now the Highclimbers need to take advantage of one of these opportunities they're given. I cannot imagine what Coach Hinkle's blood pressure is right now.
They need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Out of the gun will go Giraldus. He has 2 receivers on each side. Back to pass he goes. He's looking over the middle. He's on the rollout now. He throws it over. It's complete. And up the sidelines, I think that's Gage Peterson, but there's a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, I think they're going to call Highclimbers on a pick play. Some type of block in the back by the receiver downfield.
If the play stands, it's a 27-yard gain.
We're waiting to see what the flag is all about.
But that probably won't negate the first down.
No.
Well, it depends on what the actual call is. It is a hold on the Highclimbers, and it's going to be a spot foul.
And that's 10 yards.
But it's still a first down.
Yeah.
17-yard gain. Because it was a 27-yard gain, so
right.
They lose 10.
Right. That's our math, but it matters what the math is down there.
Right.
I love those plays. There was a game a few years ago where they had penalties on both teams, and they marched one off, marched it back, and then they measured. And it wasn't a first down. after all of that. But this is still a first down.
Caught the pass.
Gage Peterson with the catch.
They still got time.
We've got under 4 minutes, 3:52 to go in the ball game. Out of the pistol, the ball falls off of Geraldus' hands. Luckily, it bounced straight back into his hand, and he ends up getting back to the 50. But a loss of 2 on the play.
The key is they held onto the ball. Do not turn it over. This will be the last drive. You got to score.
That clock is running, so I'm just wondering when the timeouts start coming out for the Highclimber staff. Highclimbers are at midfield. Still lots of time. I mean,
yeah, you can run it down under 2 minutes. Do not start calling timeouts.
Out of the gun will go Geraldus. He has 2 receivers on both sides. Back to pass goes Tyler. He'll dump it off in the middle. It's partially deflected and it falls incomplete. Taylor Toney out of his tight end position. Can't call that one in. That's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, just like the last play, it looks like the receivers are trying to get open over the middle because the linebackers are blitzing. I wouldn't get away too far away from the run, though.
Now the good thing is the clock is stopped at 3:09. Camera has a mind of its own tonight. Geraldus will go out of the gun. He's got 3 receivers on this near side, 1 on the far side. Ruiz is the back with him in the backfield. He'll dump it off going to the long ball. And Kyle Kimball with the reception. Up to the 20.
Flag on the play.
Yep. Another flag.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Toney on the reception. Where is the flag? I don't see it.
He may have pushed off to get the catch. Let's see which way they're going to call it, defense or offensive.
They're looking at the coaching staff of the Highclimbers.
Defense. See if they're going to decline it. Pick the flag up. They declined it.
Yep. They're going to decline that one. That's first down up at the 20. A good gain for the Highclimbers. Much needed big play.
Now they need to run the ball and run the clock.
Out of the pistol will go Geraldus. He's got the bunch of receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side, and the back behind him is Willie Ruiz. Clock is running. A quick hit and completion. Is that complete or not? To Toney with a quick little slant pass. Didn't gain much yards, but enough to keep the drive going.
A gain of 6. 2nd down.
Yes, quick short pass because you don't want any turnovers down here in the red zone. They got to score in order to win this game.
They got to punch it in, you know. I mean, as much as we love Cody Bragg and his leg, 3 points is not going to do much at this point.
They got to get a touchdown.
Got to get the 6. Out of the pistol again goes Geraldus. 3 receivers bunched to the near side, 1 alone on the far side. In the same play. Ooh, almost a pick 6 on that one as Ross just read that one all the way. Same play as last time. You can't go too many times to the well.
Yeah, he anticipated that throw because they did the exact same play they did on the last play, and he just jumped the gun on it.
That might have been one of those opportunities for a double move, a little pump and go action.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Looks like the same formation. Now they're going to spread out the receivers on the near side.
Try to throw it a little bit longer.
Geraldus out of the gun. Ruiz is to his left. Toney's a lone guy. They're going to go back there. This time it's a slant pass in the middle. Toney finds the end zone for the touchdown, tying the ball game.
And they ran the exact same play 3 times in a row. The 3rd time's a charm, Dedrick.
So this is a new ball game, guys, by far.
14-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a different move for Toney. Instead of going out and coming back, he just came in. Quick little slant. And there, are they going 1 for 2? No. Cody Bragg is out there to give the Highclimbers a 1-point advantage.
And it's never a guarantee on an extra point.
No, and not in this stadium, and not at this end. High snap is handled well, but there's flags and whistles and probably a false start. Wow. 2:03 to go in this ball game.
Overtime?
I hope not. I don't think that anybody in this stadium overtime game of the season.
Against Shelton. That's a 5-yard penalty.
So the extra point's going to be extra long. It's a 5-yard penalty, and I think I thought there was going to be a timeout, and there is. It looks like Highclimbers call a timeout. So we will step aside. We'll come back for this extra point and see if the Highclimbers can take the lead back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hillcrest Shell is now open. Conveniently located on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton. Hillcrest Shell offers quality gasoline at affordable prices, and you can use your Fred Meyer or QFC rewards points to save even more at the pump. Free coffee to help with your morning commute, a variety of snacks and other goodies to help you get through the day, and friendly service as Eric is back in town. Hillcrest Shell on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton.
That's what they needed. He's the MVP of the game so far.
Okay, say it again. Eddie, we just came back when you were saying that statement. What were you saying?
Oh, Kyle Kimball is the MVP of the game so far. He got the 3 turnovers in the game, forced turnovers.
So long extra point by Cody Bragg to give the Highclimbers a 1-point lead with 2:03 to go after the 14-yard TD pass from Tyler Giraldus to Taylor Toney. Well, the Rams are coming after that. Spot's down. Kick is up. And there's a flag at the end of the play. It is good, but will it count? I think that we're going to have a penalty on the Rams on this one. They're looking back at the coaching staff. So they're going to refuse that personal foul. Actually, they should be doing that on the kickoff. So the point after stands. Highclimbers have a 1-point lead, 14-13. 2:03 to go in the ball game. This has been a good one, guys. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Are you looking for an affordable TV service option?
Hood Canal Communications has good news.
Introducing HCC IPTV.
Get local Seattle TV at an affordable price without lengthy contracts or hidden fees.
IPTV uses your broadband connection from HCC.
For a limited time, get your first 3 months for free.
Need broadband? HCC has got you covered. Ask about broadband options in your area. Call 898-2481 today.
Learn more at hcc.net.
Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
So the Shelton Highclimbers have a 1-point lead with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the ball game. This stadium, these two teams, when they play, it's always been a few-point difference, especially here in Tacoma.
It's always a knockout, drag-out type of game, and like I said before, field position is what is going to control the game and, eventually be the outcome of the game. Is whoever controls the field position.
So there was a penalty on that point after. It was a rough or personal foul. Now they have in the past assessed those on the kickoffs. Not really sure what they're going to do here.
I think they might have declined it because they would have had to re-kick it. And this was their second time kicking it because they already had a penalty.
I think you're right because I don't see anybody indicating that there is going to be a penalty run-up here as Bragg is going to tee it up at the 40. And now what do we have? We have whistles everywhere. No flags.
Timeout. Highclimbers.
Shelton's going to call a timeout after this. Okay. We will just kick it right here because I think Jerry has some thoughts. Do you have some thoughts there, Jerry?
No.
No thoughts? Okay. Eddie, you have some observations to make? We have a little bit of time.
Yes. The Highclimbers can win this game if Kyle Kimball keeps up the good defensive work that he's been doing. Also, the defensive line of the Highclimbers needs to get more of a push and keep Madero's in check because he's running all over them tonight, and that's who they're going to go to.
I would have to agree with you there, but Madero's has done such an excellent job tonight with that read option, especially late in the game. It's just been very deceptive most of the time, and he's waiting for the last second.
I do have one observation.
Okay.
It's just a statistic. Tyler Giraldus has thrown 25 times, completed 12 for 152 yards, and his leading receiver has been Taylor Tody.
And he's got 1 tackle.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That we've recognized.
That we've been able to spot. Yeah, that's very true. All right, so Cody Bragg has a teed up at the 40. I'm expecting some sort of a squib kick here. Oh, I'm way wrong. High, end over end. That Jones bobbles inside the 20. He's got some speed. He speeds out of there.
No.
He's up the sidelines, slips 1 tackle, and got a good return that could have been really bad for the oh, we have a flag on the play as well.
If he hadn't cut back, he would have broke it.
Yeah, well.
The cut back slowed him up.
He bobbled that, and that's kind of not like him either. He bobbled that reception, or that catch inside the 20, but he is got such speed.
Yeah, he's got a quick first step, and it looks like there might have been a hold. Rams are walking backwards, like there might have been a hold on the run back.
Well, that's a break for the Highclimbers. But the defense, as you mentioned, has to step up and do some, stop these runs, stop this read option, or maybe you assign a couple of guys. You stay with the running back, you stay with the quarterback. Doesn't matter if they have the ball, just tackle them.
And they've had good field position all game. The Highclimbers defense, they've had the Rams on their side of the 50 most of the game. It's just they got to stop number 5, Aaron Medeiros.
So the penalty, I have never seen that hand signal in a football game. I have no idea what that hand signal was, but it's against the Rams, and it'll march them back to about where Jones. Oh, it's a substitution infraction. Okay. I see. So they're going to spot the ball back inside the 20 at the 19. That's about the spot where Jones bobbled the kick.
90 yards and penalties for Wilson, and that is really hurt him.
And they're only down 1 point.
That's those 5 turnovers by the Highclimbers. So 3 receivers on this near side, and I think we have a timeout, an official timeout this time. As I'm not really sure. I think the Wilson coaching staff wants a better explanation. So 1:52 to go in this ball game, and we had such a quick first half. Kind of ground to a slow pace here in the second.
Well, part of that's because of the penalties, and yeah.
Well, I think that someone came outside the blue box, and that's what it's officially called, is a legal substitution.
Okay.
And some of the kids probably came outside of the blue box there on the
sidelines. They must have had a warning earlier in the game, because that usually doesn't get flagged the first time out. So the Rams will have a 1st and 10 on their own 19 once we do figure out what's going to happen here.
Yeah, the kids just got excited when he was running it back and probably came outside the sideline box.
Right. We're going to still discuss this with the coaching staff. And I see that there was an explanation by Coach Hinkle on the other side as well, as he's almost stomping away. He didn't like any of this discussion. He wants this to go. He wants the clock to go. Jerry, remember in the Yelm game where Coach Hinkle was on the sideline signaling for the clock to start, and they just didn't want to start the clock. Of course, that's in Yelm. You're not going to get the clock to start if you're a visiting team.
Right.
We've got a long discussion here with coaching staff.
Yes, I do remember a lot of hesitation.
I mean,
yes.
there
was a lot.
Yeah. But I can distinctly remember Matt Hinkle on the sidelines making that motion with his arm. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10 for the Wilson Rams from their own 19-yard line. 1:52 to work. Medeiros is going out of the pistol with 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Back to pass he goes. It's going to be delayed handoff. Nice moves for this running back as it gets across the 35. Jenkins is back with a good move. And in a hurry-up go the Rams.
with the tackle for Shelton.
And they'll spot it up at the 38.5-yard line.
A gain of 18 yards.
Kyle Campbell with the tackle.
Out of the gun this time. Highclimbers showing blitz. Medeiros on the rollout. It's got a guy, throws it. Incomplete. Intended for Doss.
Aaron Medeiros pass.
Yeah, he overthrew him there on the sideline. He felt the pressure coming from the right-hand side. And just overthrew the receiver there, Michael Doss.
So it brings up 2nd and 10 from the 37. Does stop the clock with 1:31 to go. I almost think that the hurry-up might have hampered the Rams on that last play. Just a little bit, because they were trying to hurry up and save some time. There is a lot of time, and the Rams can strike quickly. We've seen it.
Right.
And the Highclimbers, unfortunately, are vulnerable to those quick strikes. Medeiros will go back to his pistol position. He has 2 receivers on each side. In the back behind him is Jenkins. Long count. There's the snap. Short drop, throws. Got a guy out there. Incomplete.
And if he would have caught that, there was nobody in front of him but green pastures. No one in front of him.
Aaron Medeiros pass.
So it's a 3rd and 10. Wow.
Wow, we're lucky. That was
it's not over yet, Jerry.
I know.
I think that discussion by the refs gave the Highclimbers defense a chance to get a second win there.
Well, a lot of those guys, as we've noticed, are playing both ways. They're playing offense, they're playing defense. They're out there in every snap of the ball. And Kyle Kimball's one of those guys that plays on every down, period.
Right.
And he's had a good game. 3 receivers on the far side for the Rams. Medeiros out of the pistol. 1 receiver on the near side out of shot. Back to pass goes Medeiros. He'll throw going long this way. And he caught it.
Wow,
Doss caught it, and Travis Colbinson was right in his face, step for step. That is very impressive. Up to the 36.
Yeah, he put it right on the back shoulder of the receiver where only he could catch it. Doss, 5'10", and who was covering him?
83. Travis Colbinson.
Travis Colbinson, 5'11".
So 1st and 10 from the Highclimber 36-yard line are the Wilson Rams.
13th first down.
Medeiros, little read option. Medeiros has the ball, kept it. He's still on the run. Slipped the tackle in the backfield. Gage Peterson and Kyle Kimball couldn't track him down in the backfield. And the ball is up to the 31, and a timeout has been called by Wilson.
And you got Greenleaf over here on the sideline practicing the field goal.
We have a minute left in this ball game. We'll step aside. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With high school football season winding down, we turn our thoughts towards basketball. This season, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, plans to broadcast 24 games from all over Mason County. Our schedule has 9 Shelton boys games, 8 featuring the Lady Climbers, more than half a dozen in North Mason, and a few from Merriam Knight. Basketball season starts November 28th, and you can watch all the action on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Advertising packages are available.
Minute to go in this ball game. 1-point lead for the Shelton Highclimbers. Wilson Rams have the ball with a 2nd and 5 from the Shelton 31. And Eddie, you mentioned that Greenleaf has been on the sidelines going through the motions of kicking a field goal, and they're down by 1. They're well in his range right now, as he did hit a 41, well, close to his range. He did hit a 41-yard field goal earlier. He hit one from 50 at halftime in the warm-ups, so he's got a leg. We know that. Now it is what the Rams want to dial up.
Well, if they look to pass, then the Highclimbers need to try to get a turnover.
So 2nd and 5 from the 31. Medeiros in the pistol. 2 receivers on this near side. Handoff. Trying to get around the edge and diving inside the 20. Is that Jenkins? No. That was Sean Dummick on the carry to the 20. It's a first down. An 11-yard pickup, and the Rams are in that red zone.
15th first down. He was ran out of bounds by Skylar Russ.
So 1st and 10 for Wilson on the Shelton 20-yard line. You go for the score, or you go for position to kick the winning field goal. You got 53 seconds. There's still lots of time. So I think you want to punch it in. Here come the Highclimbers on the, a little broken play there. And down will go Medeiros, as he was looking for the read option, but there was no back to hand it off to.
And that's going to keep the clock running because they tackled him in bounds.
And I think Wilsons are out. They're out of timeouts. It's 35 seconds.
They look disoriented.
They gave the tackle to Goebel Lacey.
And that'll put the ball back at the 24.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. 2nd down.
Bad clock management.
Here come the Highclimbers showing blitz. Handoff to Dumick, and he's going around the edge. He's got some running room. Oh no! Oh boy, a clothesline there. That was bad. 7 seconds. That'll give a first down, and I think that gives Wilson the 7 seconds to go.
He didn't even have to do that. They could have just pushed him out of bounds, and then.
Wilson has some life here. This will give the Rams a first down regardless. It'll be half the distance from the personal foul.
That was the worst face mask I've seen in a while.
Well, it was more of a horse collar than a face mask, but the same result is a 1st and goal from the 9. And I don't know why you just don't get your kicker out there to kick the.
Yeah, Greenleaf's out there now.
Is he? He is. This is before the ball game with 7 seconds on the clock, and it will be. They're going to want a far hash mark.
You called it earlier. It's going to be a game of kickers.
It'll be a 25-yard attempt for Greenleaf, well in his range. And I'm sure that the Highclimbers are going to call their final timeout if they're.
I'm still surprised. They had the ball in the middle of the field, and I'm really surprised that they tried to run that last play. I would have kicked it.
Well,
I know I'm not a coach.
That's why we're up here.
Well, that's why we're up here. But now you're at an angle.
Well, but that's what your kicker is there for. And I would put my faith in Greenleaf to kick this field goal, regardless of the angle, although it makes it a little more difficult.
I think that they tried to tackle him in bounds, and that's how they got the horse collar, because they tried to keep him in bounds with 7 seconds left, and ended up getting a penalty call. But if they'd have just pushed him out, they still would have had to rush out there with the field goal.
Right. Well, it would have been stopped. They have 25 seconds to get everybody set. So, yeah.
Well, it all comes down to Greenleaf. You can either be the hero or the zero tonight.
He's had 2 field goals so far.
Right. He missed one from 42. And this will be from 25. And the Highclimbers are coming after this. And they've got a couple of blocked a field goal and a couple of blocked extra points so far this season. And here they come. Spots down. Kick is up. Is it good? It is good. 1 second remains. Wilson Rams are up 16-14 after a 25-yard field goal. It's not over yet, folks. There's still a second on this clock. Fans from Wilson that did show up tonight, and unfortunately they're pretty sparse, but they are loving this. And this has been a decent game. Just some mental errors on both sides of the ball, and it comes down to the kickers and the team with the last possession.
Turnovers and field position and kicking.
And
that's
penalties.
what decided the game.
And penalties, yes.
And penalties really hurt the Hill Climbers this game. It's unfortunate, especially on that last face mask penalty. Put Greenleaf within his
range. Yeah. Angle was a little bit more difficult, but I don't think that bothers that young man. And the kickoff if you kick it into the end zone, it goes to the 20, and they have to play from the 20. I think you just try an onside kick and let the clock run out because there's no time to do anything. You keep it on the ground. That's my opinion, but when you got a leg like Greenleaf, I don't know.
Yeah, kickers could either be a hero or zero, but he's telling them to squib, kick it to the middle right now. I've just seen the coach telling them kick it to the middle.
Yeah, keep it in the field of play. Don't let them fair catch it. There we go. Well, it's in the air. And we're going to do oh, boy. That's the game. The ball is free, but that's the game. Boy. Evan Rhodes is the guy who came up with it. He pitched it to somebody, and I think it was Trenton Osmond or Max Falcon just took a lick, and that is the ball game. Wow. What a ball game.
Hard-fought game by
both teams.
Highclimbers.
Both teams, and it's a final with the Wilson Rams sneaking out with a win. Let's take a timeout, catch our breaths, and we'll wrap this up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Are you looking for an affordable TV service option?
Hood Canal Communications has good news.
Introducing HCC IPTV.
Get local Seattle TV at an affordable price without lengthy contracts or hidden fees.
IPTV uses your broadband connection from HCC.
For a limited time, get your first 3 months for free.
Need broadband? HCC has got you covered. Ask about broadband options in your area. Call 898-2481 today.
Learn more at hcc.net.
Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
In my grocery store, you never know what's around the corner. It's not just about the groceries, it's about the game. And there's always a twist. Sorry, this one's called 5 items or less. Stop working!
Woo! All new, Sunday night at 8, Guys Grocery Games on Food Network.
Hillcrest Shell is now open, conveniently located on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton. Hillcrest Shell offers quality gasoline at affordable prices, and you can use your Fred Meyer or QFC rewards points to save even more at the pump. Free coffee to help with your morning commute, a variety of snacks and other goodies to help you get through the day, and friendly service as Eric is back in town. Hillcrest Shell on Highway 3 at the corner of Olympic Highway South and Cascade Avenue in Shelton.
And we're back. It's a final. Wilson Rams knock off the Shelton Highclimbers at Stadium Bowl in Tacoma tonight, 16-14. Who wants to go first here, Eddie?
Well, the Highclimbers had a chance to win this game. They couldn't stop
Medeiros.
Yeah. And they did keep Elijah Jones somewhat in check, except on that 40-yard some-odd kickoff return he had. And that was the only time that I seen that he really got off. But there was just no push on the defensive front for the Highclimbers. The offensive line of the Rams controlled the line of scrimmage, and as far as time of possession, the Rams won the time of possession.
Definitely the time of possession. You're correct. Absolutely.
Okay, Jerry, you've been a statistician all season long. What does this last game look like?
Well, Shelton had 12 first downs. Wilson had 15. Shelton completed 12 of 25 passes for 152 yards. The leading receiver for Shelton was number 7, Taylor Toney. He completed 5 he caught 5 passes. Had a good game. Ruiz had 21 carries for 86 yards. Didn't do a lot in the last quarter as far as carrying the ball. But he was definitely their leading carrier. In the running game, Shelton had a total of 104 yards. And that was on, I believe, about 26 carries.
Okay.
Penalties. For the Highclimbers, they had 85 yards in penalties.
Whoa.
They had 5 turnovers. That's the biggie. Kyle Kimball had an interception, and number 72, Worcester Nick, had a interception. And there was one other, that was Kyle Kimball. Was that a fumble or an interception?
There was a fumble recovery.
That was by Kyle?
Initially, it was Kyle Kimball, but I think it actually went to Taylor Toney.
Taylor Toney recovered,
Yeah.
but Kyle Kimball broke up.
forced
So
the punt.
we did have 3 turnovers, and 2 of those were created by Kyle Kimball, and it was great to see Nick get that interception. That made my night. As far as the scoring summary for the Highclimbers, Willie Ruiz had a 3-yard touchdown run, and the point after attempt was good. We had a 14-yard touchdown pass to Taylor Toney, and the point after attempt was good, and that made it 14-13 at that time. Okay, as far as the leading rushers, boy, it was so close. You look at Wilson had 126 yards in the air and 172 yards on the ground. They had a total of 298 compared to the 256 for Shelton. So it was pretty close statistically, but you're right, Eddie. Definitely Wilson had more time, possession, because they had a lot more carries. The 5 turnovers, here's the scoring summary. The leading rusher for Wilson was their quarterback, number 5. Number 5, He had 82 yards. The second leading carrier was, I think, number 8 was 76
Elijah
yards.
Jones.
Yeah. And so Wilson had 90 yards in penalties. A lot of penalties, especially the second half.
Big penalties, too.
Especially the second half.
Yeah.
That first half went pretty darn quick. Well, the other thing is we saw a real good kicker tonight. I mean, actually, we saw 2 good kickers tonight.
Yep.
But, boy, I tell you, Greenleaf, 3 field goals.
3 for 4 in the game, yeah.
That's and
impressive.
one was 41 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was, I think, 25.
25, the winner, the game winner.
Yeah, that was the game winner. So
and
that made it
30 to open scoring.
Yeah, so that made it 16-14.
Yep, that's our final score. Well, folks, that's the football season for the Shelton Highclimbers. My thanks to Gerry Apple for sticking it out with me for most of the games this season.
Yeah.
Eddie, it's always good to see you, and anytime we come to Tacoma, we like to get Eddie involved. It's a little hard with the new league formation. The South Sound Conference and the Pierce County League are completely different after the draws and the I'm losing the term now, the reallocation of schools, and it changed everything. But it's been a fun season for the Highclimbers, despite they're ending up with 3-7 overall. Very entertaining team and a good group of seniors going. Coach Hinkle has nothing but praise for the group of seniors this year.
20 of them.
Yeah, 20 of them. And they all contributed, and I didn't say this, and I didn't ask the coach about this, and I don't think you were there last week. After everybody cleared out of the stadium, and I'm still breaking down my equipment, I look out, and there's 2 Highclimbers walking the field out there, just looking at the field, looking at the stadium, just going over what their career has been. I couldn't tell who they were, but there was obviously some emotion involved. Your last home game in your home stadium, you fall to Capitol, it's an emotional thing. I mean,
and I think you're going to see that dedication from 7 or 8 of those seniors that are going to be playing basketball.
Yeah,
and
basketball.
A couple of them are going to be wrestling. 1 or 2 of them are going to be swimming.
Yeah.
They are a good group.
Yeah, basketball is next up for us. It begins in, the first basketball game for Mason Web TV will be on November 28th in North Mason. First Shelton game is a girls' game the following day, I believe.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that as we'll be posting the schedule as we get to it. Your final thoughts, Eddie, for...
It was a good, hard-fought game. The seniors poured their hearts out there. You could really tell that they really wanted to try to get this game. They fought back tooth and nail, but a mistake in the penalty in the last play of the game is really what tore them down. But those guys look like they're going to have really good careers and move on to the collegiate level. Coach Hinkle.
Yeah.
Hinkle.
Yeah.
Did a great job preparing these guys for this game. Yep. They've had to travel a long way, and they really knew what they were up against, the read option with Medeiros, and, they held them under 100 yards.
Yeah.
So that's still pretty good. And I just wanted to thank you guys for inviting me out. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be with you guys.
It's good to have Eddie involved, DJ Eddie Kane. You still doing some DJ work here and there?
Still DJing,
yeah, okay,
yes,
good.
sir.
You've got to throw that out there since you came to help us out here.
Yes, sir. DJ Eddie Kane, Innovative Entertainment.
Okay. Yeah, and check that out online. Jerry, thanks again for helping out, and it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you.
I think we're done here from Stadium Bowl. We better pack up before they kick us out.
Okay.
I mean, they're still milling out on the field, but it's emotional for both teams because there's a good group of seniors for Wilson.
It's been great work with you. Quite a gentleman you are, and it's a pleasure meeting you tonight.
All right.
Take care.
Final score as you see: Wilson Rams come away with a 2-point win over the Shelton Highclimbers in the crossover game, 16-14. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the basketball court.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by Hood Cow Communications, keeping our community connected, and Hillcrest Shell, offering affordable prices and friendly service.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.